and also of your back page of your batana misu and semi yesterday kakra bratifunas when in yampa. Of our seat no mammy me come a fashion me button or see a phone about fear. Fear receipt news not here to walk and see a wood ya. You couldn't jig if you Ariano, total before that 410. Ariamias Ariana 410. Afimi Ariano di COVID-19 levy 1% 4.11. NHI NHI levy 2.5% 10.28 Ghana cedi. NHI bebre ube hospital almost here cover fear tasia mikia. Get fund levy level 2.5% 10.28 Ghana cedi. Akpavuado wiega akpavuado wiem nye chami ya wonu kwa ni VAT no 12.5%. Adiena mi ton yina ye poti VAT na mufa kanunu we 12.5%, 54.743 Ghana cedi. Afiamba Adiana mito 410.90. Adani 490. Asuso tangana ko. Magble 500 Ghana cedi ma. 500 ma. Fuele ma. Akpafwado makuna walo. Makuna wafi na nyabade ewiem. Okle ba umya akle. Yatito. Oh, yeah, what? I have to relocate. I got to Côte d'Ivoire. Ma French here. Je m'appelle, je suis Osu. Miss Meka French, ni vina pas voir donner à dire media. Me to media.
What's name wacha? Mama inji 2 years. See, I did fear a beer 2 years. I wanted them. What's name? What's name 2 years? We are all 2 years. I can't. See, I know, sir. Then someone has said per se. Uped single roomer. See, I know put 600. Put 500. Put 700, 800. You're dying. See, agent for 100 CDs for viewing fee, and I say 80 Ghana. For viewing fee, just showing you the room. Says here, if you're a for beer, the Omodayam agent for Uchia 9,600, also Uchia agent 900, 600, 900 and almost 1,000 cities. Why? Says here, you to the end day. Why? Like why? What? Like why? Hey. Like, it's serious. Sir, Matsna demo 2 years, I'm paying 8,000. Now I'm supposed to pay 9,600. And you're taking the 2 years. You take 1 year and put. Because I see me engine 6 months in 1 year. To see how they we Juma may fear. Ube boa no busumi pay a the amount say 600 or say 700. You have to eat only small one pay because a whole month no pay. And see back on one bed. Ume she bibi yo. Ume she bibi yo or my one penny for monka one semi na youth for the year brenna ye kum ye anyhow. A direct in tea ye bedding pontino. Ube come ye kum. Go back home ye kum to youth and tea ye bren moon. A dancing kunye. A day. How? Ghana, ye ble papa. A day. And the fear walk in and catch a very me patrol me per diamond, but because of who agent. Agent, viewing fees or do catch them, or bet you 80 CDs and now say 100 CDs. And then dance so man dying. Who could have 600? Oh, no single room name. Or due 2 years, 600 cities, 2 years. Because of that, into the ultimate data, or no person or two. Now, or do you for a show on 600, 500. na de wutua ne nti opese wutua 2 years ati mu nka ho hwe man ye say youth ne ye bre ye ya ne ye beto aba ne ye aso ne ye to aba na me de me influence ne nkrofo keke.
As I've mentioned, in recent past, the existing law was passed by Parliament 59 years ago, and therefore its relevance has been outlived by current population growth and urbanization, housing availability, rental rates, housing redistribution, eviction controls, among several other attendant difficulties that has or have engulfed the housing sector. The review is intended to safeguard the rights of vulnerable citizens who have been outpriced by the uncontrollable highs in the cost of renting accommodation. Additionally, the review seeks to remove inherent constraints and offer incentives which will stimulate private sector investment in rental housing sector. This will ensure that property developers are not discouraged from investing in the housing industry by rigid rent control mechanisms which suppress chargeable rent to artificial levels. Furthermore, the rent bill, or better still, the draft rent bill, provides that a landlord who demands the payment of rent in advance for more than 1 month in a monthly tenancy, or a tenancy which is shorter than 1 month, or more than 1 year in a tenancy which exceeds 1 year, commits an offense clearly identified in the new bill. After some extensive engagement on the draft Rent Bill 2022, Cabinet, at its sitting or meeting held on the 27th October 2022, gave approval for the draft Rent Bill and recommended sale for consideration of Parliament. It is expected that soon Parliament will also commence its engagement on the bill to culminate, hopefully, in its successful enactment. I want to take this opportunity to implore on all well-meaning Ghanaians to take particular interest in these engagements and contribute to its adoption.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are 2 types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, good morning, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on Good Morning Ghana. This show is also live on 94.1 FM. My name is Audu Moro, and it's always a pleasure to welcome you to the show. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of July, 2025. And indeed, this is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we're glad in it. We want to say big thanks to the Almighty God for giving us that rare privilege of returning here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. So our kick-off, or our kick-start, with the front page of the various newspapers that we received this morning. And Daily Graphic is what I'll start with, as always. Chiefs can't renegotiate sold lands, Justice Osei Tutu. Ablekuma North violence, police reviewing viral videos to identify culprits. 37,000 candidates write licensure exams. GT Bank Autism Workshop, GHS steps up autism support, finalizes community-based plan, Director General. The Ghanaian Times, new era in national development, military ready to execute government projects, Defense Minister. 2 schools clash in Tamale, several properties destroyed. Government to bridge River Afram, sorry about that. Daily Guide. UTAC threatens strike over Galamsey. 962 small-scale mining licenses risk revocation. Presidential jet grounded in France. Ghanaians to pay $250 extra for U.S. visa. 37-year-old nurse found dead. The Inside. Galamsey fights. Land Minister warns of revocation of 962 small-scale mining licenses over irregularities. It gives 2 weeks ultimatum ending August 4. Achim Esiom Kuntihine calls for referendum on John Mahama, says a good president should not be limited by term of office. Terrorism. So VIP says Sahel cooperation critical in sub-regional fight against terrorism financing. Documents reveal Ashimor innocent, Singaporean real fraudster in $800 million saga. Our forest reserves are sound and clear with 0 excavators in Enchi, says Joe Apia from Paul. 12 countries commit to arms embargo on Israel to stop its attacks on Gaza. Daily Post. 2025 media budget to focus on fiscal stability, revenue reforms. Lodina Foundation boosts healthcare in Techima North, donates medical equipment to MP. Thousands of army bullets unaccounted for after 2024 transfer. Defense Minister. Ghana is safe, but our soldiers are working with broken tools. Defense Minister raises alarm over military equipment. And the Business and Financial Times. Bank of Ghana eyes stronger currency forecasting. CD gains improve reserves to influence Bank of Ghana FX policy adjustment. Tobinco Group outdoors Entrance University of Health Sciences. Richard Niamakwe Foundation to roll out food bank projects on August 1. Michael Tete Kwete, elected president of GNAFF, and the president names new governing board for GIPC. So yeah, that's the front page stories of the front page headlines of the various newspapers that we received this morning. Now, stay with us. I have some very, very, very important news for you. Information that's coming from the Tema Development Corporation. So please stay with us. They're here with us.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology. This isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get I'm
a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit. Happy smile.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Think in publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
All right, so live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Awudu Moro. Let me again remind you that this show is live on 94.1 FM. So those of you who want to monitor the show, but you can't sit behind your TV and watch it, we have an alternative for you, which is 94.1. So please follow us there and enjoy your favorite Good Morning Ghana program. As I did indicate earlier, that we have a special guest, or we have some special guests who are paying us a visit this morning. And the visit most certainly is going to be a very productive one, because they've got some fantastic and some great news that they want to share with you. We believe that you would be more than interested in knowing why they're here. They are from the Tema Development Corporation, and the two gentlemen are here. One is called Justice Grant, who is the Sales and Marketing Manager of TDC Ghana, and also Benjamin JC, who's the Sales and Marketing Officer as well. So please listen with rapt attention what they have to tell us, because it's extremely, extremely important. I know that you would love this. So Ben and Justice, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Moro.
And thank you very much for joining us on the Good Morning Ghana show.
Thank you for having us.
It's always a pleasure to have you join us.
Great.
Great. Yes. So when we say Tema Development Corporation, who are you? Let me start with you, Justice.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Moro, sorry. So, like you rightly said, TDC Ghana Limited, as established by law in 1952 by an act of parliament, was originally Tema Development Corporation, which has metamorphosed into TDC Ghana today with a renewed mandate to be able to serve Ghanaians in and outside of the Tema acquisition area. I mean, originally, government had acquired about 63 acres of land from 3 traditional areas, which is the Pone traditional area, the Tema Mahian traditional area, and then the Nungwa traditional area. So all these traditional areas brought land together, acquired by government, to serve, this as, to use as like residential and then commercial properties. And so after some years, we decided that we need to change our name because of our renewed mandate. In 2017, government had to enhance our mandate so that, because already we know that the acquisition area at a time would finish because we developed virtually everything. And so we need to be able to expand into other regions, other areas. And so that occasioned the name from Tema Development Corporation to TDC Ghana Limited, basically. Yeah.
So what it means is that you're not just focused on just Tema and its environs. You've gone beyond that. Is that what you're saying? Even though it's, yes, TDC, but it's not just about Tema alone. You've gone beyond Tema and its environs. Is that what it is?
Yeah, initially, when it was Tema Development Corporation, our mandate was to plan and develop the Tema Township.
Right.
We were working on 63 square miles. And along the line, we have to change our LI. That's somewhere 2017.
Okay.
This will enable us to go beyond the Tema acquisition area to do development and management.
That's what you refer to as renewed mandate.
Exactly.
Renewed mandate. Oh, that's great. So what kinds of property do you develop? What kind of housing property do you develop? That's different from what everybody else is offering in the market.
Well, because we are working within the acquisition area, we have a wide range of residential properties and then commercial properties. We were solely responsible for the planning and development of the Tema Township. And then as a township, there are social amenities and that sort of thing that the community, and we make sure they are in place. Currently, we are doing our flagship program, housing project at Site 3, Community 1, which is a luxury 3-bedroom and apartment. It's an 8th floor, which has a lift. It comes with the access control. You have a 24-hour water supply, and then standby water supply, and standby generator. This property can be compared to the European standard. When I say European standard, where all that you see, if you don't live in, you can't enter. You go, you have an access, you press, whoever is in there wants you in, he opens from his intercom, you open and he gets in. The lift is there, and the power supply, because of our problem in that country, we have a standby plant. And then the water supply, we have tanks and that sort of thing. And the finishing is excellent. We are trying to go beyond what we have in the market. Yeah.
So Justice, who typically would you say are your target customers, and how do they acquire your property?
Okay, so everyone is a target, basically. So that's why we have those for affordable and then those for the luxury. And so if you're a Ghanaian worker, you work in the civil service, anyone, because if you go to 26 at the moment, we have the 1-bed standard, we have the 1-bed special, we have 2-bedroom, coming up. Our 2-bedroom just got finished, and new ones are coming up. Hopefully by next year, March, those will be ready. So the affordable ones are available for those who can afford those ones. And then we have the luxury ones, like my colleague just said, for site 3. And so those ones are also available for luxury, those who want luxury. So those ones are available. So both commercial and then for residential properties as well. So new home owners, investors, business owners are all welcome. Yeah.
And when you say affordable and luxury, what are we looking? What's your definition of affordable? Because that's always been a very contentious issue. When we say affordable, what range are you looking at in terms of pricing?
Okay, so for affordable, so that's why we have various types of packages.
Say for a one bedroom.
So for a one bedroom standard, you are looking around 200 to 250,000.
Okay, CDs.
CDs, yeah.
Okay.
And
for
then
a one bedroom.
Yes, for the one bedroom.
Okay.
So we even had the studio apartment.
We started with studio, yeah.
Yeah, the studio apartment going for, that's about $8,000, so that's about 90,000 Ghana cedis.
Oh,
yeah.
A studio apartment is going for about 90,000
90,000 Ghana cedis, and that is out of stock at the moment. And so new projects are coming.
It's not even up to 100,000.
It's not up to 100,000.
And a studio apartment will be what? Is it one bedroom?
That's one bedroom. So you have
it has everything in one space. Everything within the space. Okay.
So you have your kitchen, you have your bed, you have a living area within one space. So that was going for $8,000,
right?
Or about 100,000 or 90,000 Ghana cedis.
And they've all run out.
They've all run out. And one bed standard is also run out. Currently, we are selling the one bed. We are selling the one bed special, and so which is going for 255,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
With an equivalent of about $24,000 for our diasporan clients. So that's available. Our two bedroom is also coming up, hopefully by March, like I said earlier on. And our three bedroom luxury apartment at site 3 is also selling. That is about 2 million Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 2 million cedis.
2 million Ghana cedis. Like
for
with all the amenities Ben had already stated.
Which is generator, swimming pool,
audio, visual.
Swimming pool, but standby water supply.
Yeah. Standby water supply. Sort of and it's a 3-bedroom. That's going for 2 million cedis.
Yeah. Fully fitted kitchen.
Fully fitted kitchen.
Comes with a steady, it comes with a balcony, various.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you have to see, TDC is a government institution, right? And because we build townships, we're actually looking at providing housing accommodation for all categories of people, right? So that's why we have the studio, the 1 bedroom, the 2 bedroom, we have the 3 bedroom. And then within this, we have 2 streams. There's the luxury one, which is in site 3, community 1, and then the affordable one at community 26.
So how do I acquire it? How's the process like?
The process is very smooth. You can just call in, giving that phone call, or you can walk into our office. Yeah, if you're walking into our office, then we'll book an appointment viewing. We'll take you to the site.
Is that one of your latest, how do you call it, projects?
Yeah, that's the site 3.
That's the site 3 project you're talking about. And that's what is coming up?
It's already. So
this is done? It's ready?
It's done. It's on sale.
It's on sale?
It's on sale now.
How many units are we talking about here?
It's 8 floors.
8 floors?
It's 8 floors. 16 units.
Whoa.
Yeah, 16.
8 floors, 16 units.
16 units.
And each of these, we're talking one. So there's 1 bedroom, there's 2 bedroom, there's 3 bedroom.
These are all 3 bedrooms.
They're all 3 bedrooms.
These are all 3 bedrooms.
So this is the 250,000, no, 2.5 million, no, 2 million one you're talking about.
2 million Ghana cedis, yeah.
Oh, and there's a lift, obviously.
There's a lift because 8 floors.
8 floors.
8 floors. That's what we're looking at. We call it the luxury of our products.
I see.
Because we are giving you all the comfort that you need.
Yeah?
And then
so this is the one you're talking about?
This is the one we're talking about, yeah.
Okay. I see the balconies, actually.
Yeah, the balcony.
Okay. Okay. So it has a kitchen?
It has a kitchen. The kitchen is fully fitted. It comes with all the electrical appliances. So if you are moving, you don't need electrical appliances for the kitchen because you have.
So this is plug and play?
Exactly, for the kitchen.
What?
For the kitchen, yeah. For the kitchen. And the living room, and that's where you have to bring your furniture and bed.
Of course. So when you say everything is so there's a gas stove?
Yes, a gas stove. 4
there's a fridge?
There's a microwave.
There's a microwave?
There's a washing machine.
There's a washing machine?
There's a structure, there's a hood. You have all that.
And it's just 2 million cedis?
Yeah, exactly.
This is less than $200,000?
Yeah.
That's about 180.
That's about 180, 190.
197.
Whoa. And this is how beautiful the community is.
Exactly.
Great.
Whoa. How many, let me ask you this, how many cars is each, for instance, tenant entitled to park?
When it comes to TDC, we are generous with land, and everybody knows.
Okay.
We have the land, so there are a lot of space for everybody to park.
I see. Yeah. And it's a very important question because typically somebody who has the wherewithal to afford a 2 million cedis property, most of the time, oftentimes would have more than a car. So maybe himself, his wife, and perhaps it's a child or two. We're talking 3-4 cars, you know. So I'm wondering whether you have enough space, and that's why this assurance is important because it discourages some people from buying certain kinds of property.
And then, you know, TDC, we have, as I said, we are generous with land.
Oh, this is one of the rooms. So this actually is the sitting rooms, eh?
Yeah, that's a furnished of one of them.
You give us a TV set too?
No. So this is actually for.
But add the TV set there.
Airbnb. So we are running Airbnb.
We're running Airbnb
as well.
Exactly.
Sure. And so this is one of the units that we created.
Oh no, they're beautiful.
Yeah,
they are beautiful.
So this is how they look like.
How quality are your products?
So TDC, I mean,
so that when it comes to TDC, after 5 years,
you won't experience such at all. And really? TDC is hands-on. I mean, anytime you call TDC.
Oh, that's the bedroom.
Yeah, that's the bedroom. So there are 3 of these bedrooms. So there's a master and 2 additional ones.
I see.
Yeah, and then so the master is all in suite, obviously, and then there are 2 additional washrooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
comes with a steady, it comes with a balcony. I mean, the opportunity is that so there's a bird eye view of the whole of Tema. So the port city view.
Okay.
I mean, so if you're on the 8th floor, you see everything in Tema.
Whoa.
You see the harbor, you see everything you want to see.
It's called Tema by night.
Tema by night.
So, you know, so some I've had I'm getting a few messages where people want to know, because I asked about how to go about the process. You've talked about contacting you, but how do I contact you? What's the contact number? Is there an email? You know.
So basically, the sales team is always on hand to take clients around.
Okay.
But then if they want to contact us, that's 053 1019 666 0531 019 666 for the sales team.
So 0531 019 666.
Great.
And when I call, who would answer the call?
So any of our salesmen or ladies are available to pick it up. Yeah.
Okay.
And then so normally what we do is we schedule a booking, and then you come view. After that, you can make a down payment. So there's also a payment regime where you can just go through. So either you pay 100%, immediately you are allocated, and then your key is handed over to you, or you do 50%, allocation is made, and spread the other 50% within 6 months or 3 months, depending on the unit you are acquiring. So if it's
your mortgage arrangement.
Yeah, great. So if it's a luxury, you pay about 50% and then spread the other 50% within a year.
Okay.
And then
within a year.
Within a year.
Okay.
And then affordable, you pay
like 50%. The size 3 one.
Yes, size 3. Yeah.
You pay 50%, which is almost $1 million. So let's say $1 million.
And then
the rest of the $1 million, you spread it in
12 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
How safe am I living in your property?
It's very
I'm talking about the environment.
Yeah. The environment. I mean,
it's gated. I mean,
it's very. So
it's a gated community.
Yeah. So
when before you enter the security checks and everything.
Even an affordable area. I mean, for Committee 26, it's gated.
Okay.
Even though it's affordable, it is gated. So we can talk about. I mean, how much more the luxury. So
someone wants me to find out from you whether you allow people to bring in their own pets. Because some companies don't allow that.
No, we don't.
We do not.
You also don't. You don't allow pets.
We don't. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this. Now, we've heard about a certain exercise that you're embarking upon, and which is that you're closing shops, you're chasing people for what's the name? You're embarking on revenue mobilization. You know, you're going around collecting rent and also closing shops. That's what we've heard. How true is this? Can you confirm this, and why? What's happening?
Tomorrow, this is, true.
Okay.
Per our engagement or agreement with, lessees, we have clauses that say that every now and then, so every year, you're supposed to pay ground rent to the state.
Okay.
So that ground rent goes to the Land Commission, and then, per Act 1036, the Land Act, the new one, 2020. So the Land Commission is allowed to collect ground rent from people who have leasehold interest in public lands. In this case, TDC, the thermal acquisition area is a public land. And then, so as the minister may decide, an authority can do that collection on behalf of the state. In this case, that's where TDC comes in. And so per the arrangement or agreement with our client, you are supposed to pay a yearly ground rent to the state, and that is to TDC. And so there's a lot of defaults. People do voluntarily come and pay. That is fine. But then as and when it's due and you are not paying, we need to chase you to pay because you have an obligation towards the state. And we also have a mandate to collect. And so our team has started from July 2. We've been going around collecting. And so after this time ends, which is the 31st of July, then our task force will come in. So we either close down and then we'll still take legal action against you to enforce that you pay. And so that is what is happening at the moment. Yeah.
But are you making some progress since you started on the 2nd?
Great. So we've done some media engagement, and since
so it means it's been 20 days since you started?
Yeah, great. And so people are coming in to pay. I mean, voluntarily they pay.
Yeah, nobody wants to lose their property. And the TDC property is top quality.
Great.
So they better come and pay and keep that property, isn't it?
So commercial, owners, businesses are encouraged to come and pay. If you haven't paid within the last year or two, you are encouraged to come and pay. I mean, once the time elapses, our team will come in and then lock down your places.
Okay. Yeah. I see.
So we'll still take action against you because you have to pay.
Because it's legal basis for this?
Yeah, great. Yeah.
So I can't take you to court for harassing me?
No, because the law requires that we notify you, and we've done those notices.
Okay.
The rent will be sent to you, your bills will be sent to you, and you are required within a certain period to come and pay. If you don't do that and the time elapses, TDC has the right to re-enter the property. So we have the right to come in there, invoke, the law, and say that we have taken over the property, lock it down, and then probably give it out to...
Someone wants me to find out whether they can rent and resublet.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that.
You're allowed to do that?
Yeah, you do that.
You don't have a problem with that?
No. You can do that.
So once I pay my rent, I can decide what to do with the property?
Yeah.
Or when I buy, sorry.
When you buy.
So no, most of your properties are actually for sale.
They are
not for rent.
Yeah,
so let me rephrase it. I buy the property. If I want to rent, whatever I want to do with it, that's my own business.
So for instance, the Committee 26, you have people who have bought various units, and they have sublet them. Others are using them for Airbnb, and it's allowed to do that. Just that the rules and regulations must be applied, because every community has their own rules and regulations, and then has to be enforced. Yeah.
And are there any serious consequences for non-payment? So you're chasing them, they are not paying. What are the consequences if, aside driving them out? Would you perhaps, take people to court?
So like I said earlier on, yes, we can.
Okay.
So the obligation is that you have to pay because you have entered government or you have used that property for a period. And that period requires that you pay a certain rent or a ground rent to the state. And so even if we invoke our mandate to come and re-enter the space and then even give it out to another person to use, you still owe the state, and that money has to be collected. And so we still have the right to take it.
Benjamin, you recently launched your 24-hour call center services. And you also what we call a premium and prestige. What is this and how is it going?
In fact, it's going very well. Very, very fantastic.
I should be asking, what are these? Because there's three. What are these and how is it going?
Well,
how are they going?
With a 24-hour, it's a 24-hour call center. And it's going very well. We're actually giving the customers or any stakeholders the opportunity to call in for us to address their concerns and issues that they have within the thermal acquisition area. It's a 24-hour call service center. Where we also have the premium services that we are actually running for now. The premium services where we are giving is a top-notch services for customers to engage them for their services. Initially, we have services that we were running which were, in terms of processing, were lacking. So we decided to come with the premium services and to fast track. It's a fast track system to engage them, for them to have their services on time.
And Justice, how helpful has it been?
So great. So this has been very helpful for our clients, and then the reviews are just great out there. before now, people would have to come in queue. You don't know who is attending to who and all of that. So with the introduction of these 3 services, especially with the Prestige, you don't have to even walk into our offices. The comfort of your office, your home, wherever you are, just trigger it and then we will deliver. So we can even deliver anywhere, wherever you are. We have dispatch services. So all you need is to just pay a fee. If it's a search you want to do or a search you want to conduct, if you want to do transfer, all of those things, services are available for us to undertake, and it's been quite well.
I'll ask you about whether you have any new products coming up or new projects coming up. But before we do that, a couple of questions. Is it just a housing or there are social amenities and recreation facilities available? Somebody wants me to find out.
Okay, so TDC builds communities, we build cities.
Yeah.
We don't just build estates. And so before we even go in and put up a structure, all those amenities are in place.
Okay.
Because paved roads, you have electricity, you have water, and that is what makes TDC unique. I mean, compare us with the others.
Are there playing grounds for kids, for instance?
We do.
Sure.
You
do?
Yeah, we provide. So schools available. Clinic, playgrounds.
Oh, you have a school available. You have a clinic.
So TDC may not necessarily put up the school.
Yeah, but this is a private investment.
Yeah, yes, we do. So those lands are provided
Okay.
for investment, and so we do that a lot.
Oh.
Yes.
So when we take up development projects, it's a community. So we make sure all the basic infrastructure is in there, and the social amenities are also provided. So we have areas for schools, clinic, church, and whatever. Although we are not building them anymore, even police stations, we do. We earmark places for police stations as well in our communities.
I see. Yeah. Again, I'll come back to the issue about whether you're coming up with some new projects, but there's one issue which those of us who live in apartments have faced, which has to do with, not talking about myself personally, but it's about waste disposal. Depending on where exactly you are, first, second floor, in your case, it's 8th floor. How is so let me put it, how generally is your waste disposal regime like? How does it work?
With this project we're embarking on, we've now created a facility unit in TDC now, which is now taken care of. So now when you buy our properties, we don't leave you on your own.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a facility manager which actually runs.
Oh, you have a facility manager?
Yeah, a department now which runs these properties. So the common areas is being taken care of, like cleaning and that sort of thing. When the bulb goes off, they fix. When it's due for painting, they take it up. So anything that will make the property value appreciate, we are doing that, because it's an investment that people put in.
I get it. So if my refuse, whatever, is full, who comes for it?
So your refuse thing, I'll get to that. When with the refuse, because we have this money, we provide them with the bins and coordinate and make sure we do this with the agencies like the Zoom Lion and that sort of thing. In Tema. So we provide them bins, and then there are days they come out and then get them picked up.
And they're regular?
They are regular. And as I'm saying, each day we have people on the block who are doing their clinic work.
Do you add the waste collection fees as part of the... so the property is being sold. So if it was rented, if it's being rented, that's different.
They pay.
But yes, every month, every tenant is supposed to pay for waste collection.
So basically we call that the common area like maintenance fees, and so they pay regularly, and then for that services to be rendered. Yeah, sure. So as part of, so you pay your ground rent every year, and then you also pay the common area maintenance.
And it's once every month. At the end of the month, you pay, or you pay in advance.
We take quarterly.
Oh, you take quarterly.
Quarterly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can pay the whole year, but we take it quarterly.
And the waste bins are given to...
We provide to them.
You provide it for free?
For all the units.
All the units. One or two?
For each apartment, I think everybody get a big one. Just
one big one? Okay, but going forward, you may want to do two, so that depending on what type of waste...
Depending on if the situation, because we are managing, depending on the situation, then we adjust.
All right, that's fine. So what are some of the new projects coming up? This is my penultimate question.
Okay. So currently we have various projects coming up at various stages of completion. For Community 26, which is the own affordable housing area, we have 2-bedroom coming up. I mean, this time around we've improved on the existing 2-bedroom. We are doing 2.5 washrooms, expanded living area, and all of that. So that is coming up very soon, quickly. Our first set of units should be ready, or blocks should be ready by March or April 2026. We also have a 15-story, 2-bed apartment coming up at Kaiser Flats. We have another 15-bed, 2-bedroom coming up around site 3.
15-story.
Yeah, 15-story. 15-story, 2-bed. Yeah. So that's
you
how
have 8-story, 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
Now you're doing 15.
Yeah, we're looking at going up.
Yeah. So realize that a lot of demands are coming in for the 2-bed, and so that's where our efforts are going. And then we also have commercial areas which are coming up in site 3. Yeah. So, and then we have recreational centers coming up as well, because I mean, once you put up the structures, residential properties, there should be recreation and all of that. So that's also coming up. So these are a few, but I mean, a few projects which we are.
Do you have any plans for Saglemi? As in acquiring it, putting it in shape, and opening it up for sales?
Great. So I think management is already
considering it.
Yeah, considering that, and I'm sure at appropriate time, management would do the consultation that are required. And then once government is ready to assign them to us, I'm sure TDC can take it up. For over almost 75 years experience, we should be able to handle such projects. Yeah. And like I may just to add this one as well, like our renewed mandates, we are required to also do expansion. So we are going into the regions. Very soon you should see us in the Volta region, Ashanti region, Eastern, Central, Western regions very soon. We are considering having projects in those regions as well. Yeah.
I see. But I hope your mandate is not clashing with that of State Housing Corporation.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not
Okay.
at all.
All right.
Not at all.
That's fine. You've been around for decades, and I'm wondering how, and this is my final question to you, how TDC has evolved over the years, and really, what's the big vision, really? Where do you want to be in the next 10, 15, 20 years?
Okay, so back from the last answer I gave,
yes,
TDC is looking at expanding. I mean, so like we know the term acquisition area is virtually extinct. It's finished. I mean, so unless we do redevelopment, yeah, apart from that, we are looking at going into the regions like I stated earlier on. So 5 regions are up at the moment, which we are about to take up. And then we expand into the other regions as the years go by. We are likely to even enter other countries. So Nigeria is up, maybe South Africa may be up, and other areas. And so TDC has a very broad vision with our leader, Mr. None Kweku, who is leading the team at the moment. And so we have big things coming up in the nearest future. Yeah.
Okay. So your final, as we always do, what's your concluding, statement as you take leave of us? Okay.
So I want to touch on the 3 services that we had spoken about. We are encouraging.
You mean the 24-hour call?
Yeah,
the prestige
and then the premium
and
service.
then the premium services.
So if you're a client or you're interested to find out about what it is to do with those services, you can just reach us on 059 691 4432. 059 691 4432. I mean, our team is ever ready to engage you and assist you with all your requests.
That's for those who want to access the prestige services.
Yes.
All right. So, what's this? Payment made easy. Just dial *737*46#.
Yeah. This is part of our revenue mobilization system. If you want to pay, you can come to the office. You can dial and then pay.
Oh, really?
True. Yes.
Digitalization.
Exactly.
Yeah, just to make things easy for everybody. Sure. You have to be physically present. You don't have to do it. Just dial this and you're good to go. All right, that's fine. Okay, so let me say a big thanks to you, Justice Grant, who's a sales and marketing manager, TDC Ghana, and I like the rebranding. It sounds a bit more sexy. And then also Benjamin Jesse, who is the sales and marketing, or he's a sales and marketing officer. So his boss is Justice Grant. I want to thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's been very, very wonderful having you this morning. And I'm sure that by the time you leave here, you'll be inundated with a lot of calls. Wouldn't you say amen to it?
Amen.
We are looking forward to that.
And we want everybody to come to TDC because we've been in business for long. I mean, 70 years plus. We have the expertise, the experience, and then we are good to go if you put your money.
And your workforce is 100% Ghanaians?
Yes.
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Now some Portuguese, Togo.
No. Everybody from our technical team, everywhere, engineering, legal, everywhere, estate department.
I see.
We are all Ghanaians.
That's fine. Buy TDC property, you're buying Ghana.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been wonderful having you once again. Have a good day. All right, so Good Morning Ghana continues. Please stay with us.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, some more.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend, Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friend, me once now. Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action. Me didn't sasso spray. Mr. Friend is sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso. Tum preko.
MGL Logistics and Supply is your trusted partner, providing seamless solutions for all your procurement needs. From sourcing products to managing imports and exports, we ensure smooth and efficient transactions every step of the way. Whether you require goods from across the globe or need assistance in exporting your products to international markets, we got you covered. General trading is at the heart of our expertise. We specialize in a wide range of products, catering to various industries and markets. As a trusted dealership in building materials, we provide high-quality products that meet the demands of our construction projects. Additionally, we act as manufacturers' representatives, connecting producers with distributors. Our expertise in logistics is the backbone of our operations. We plan and execute transportation and delivery of goods, ensuring they reach their destination on time and in optimal condition. MGO Logistics and Supply, guaranteed satisfaction.
Buy affordable service plots and lands from estate masters. Currently selling our next cottage, located at the newly proposed airport city, with a starting price of 25,000 Ghana cedis. We also have Palm Hills, located at Panfukuro in the Gomwa East District, also with a starting price of 15,000 Ghana cedis. Available also is Coastal Park in Lakpleku, which is a 15 minutes drive from the Ningo Senior High School, having a starting price of 55,000 Ghana cedis. You will receive a free site plan with indenture once you successfully purchase a land from us. For any enquiries, contact the numbers provided. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
A home is more than just walls and a roof. It's the warmth of family, the assurance of security, and the joy of shared moments. Whether you're returning from abroad or seeking a new beginning, Rehoboth Havens Ayimensa is where your journey truly begins. Nestled beneath the tranquil Ebri Mountains, this gated community offers the perfect blend of modern living and natural beauty. Our 2, 3 and 4 bedroom homes are designed for family living with spacious interiors, elegant finishes, and all the comforts that make life better. From cozy living rooms for bonding, to modern kitchens for culinary creativity, and private gardens for peaceful reflection, every space is thoughtfully crafted. At Rehoboth Havens, your children play safely, your family grows joyfully, and your memories are built on a foundation of care and community. Starting from 675,000 Ghana cedis with flexible installment plans, your dream home is within reach because everyone deserves a place to truly call home. Rehoboth Havens, where futures are built and dreams come to life. Call us on 0553 751933 or 0206 823524 to secure your future today. Rehoboth Social Housing, your housing dream becomes reality.
Hey, pay right, borehole drilling.
Hey, eja pay reg for abama ensuo nsama ye dewa. Pay reg adaromanti efie bia mo nyansuo enti sawo ya nkwankre adwuma ku nso no sori na mo pe ensuo de dwuma bia de make am for pay reg de amao ani pay reg wo makwadare e wo borehole drilling mu water purification any bibia da efa ensuo ho na tie pay reg nko ani borehole drilling company wo tu nsuo mawa wo sanso pa ebrano eba be hwese ni nsuo netie ensan yo wo mo sanso de hyehyɛ kokura agupono so a yede ba be bowo ama osika semtua no akoyie won pe we now peden wodem call them now flying e was 0240 217253 0240 217253 pay right gh senso yankwade a ene ye ma wonkwa.
You're still live on Good Morning Ghana. Now, the show is just live on 94.1 FM. So, my guests are seated. As always, we would kickstart with our conversation about the big stories that are making the rounds. So, joining me this morning is Mr. Haruna Mohammed, who is the MPP Deputy General Secretary and also a member of the Manifesto Launch Committee. And those of you who have been saying lunch, please. There's lunch as in going to eat, during the midday. There's lunch. So please, let's not confuse the two. It's lunch. So Haruna Mohammed is here. Haruna, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing very well.
Oh, terrific.
I like your fugu. It looks really good on you.
Yeah, thank you. It's from Yemen.
You are a proper son of
Dagbon.
The Dagbon. Yes. Proper son of the land.
Yes.
Anyway, let me also welcome Cletus Seydou Dapela, who is Dapela is a member of parliament for the Honourable Member of Parliament for the people of Jirapa, and also Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Vice Chair. He's with us also this morning. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, bro.
You're doing very well.
By His grace.
How's the family?
Keep him very well. Family is doing very well. By His grace.
How's the people of Jirapa?
Very well. Jirapa is peaceful.
Yeah. The other day when you came here...
It's the farming season.
Okay.
People are going about with their farm activities. And the rain too has been... God has been good to us with the rains these days. So everybody is busy in the farms. And we hope and pray for bumper harvest.
There was a particular road network that you talked to us about the last time.
Yes.
Has there been any? What's the update?
Very. I made you know that from the studios here, I was moving straight to the road minister.
Okay.
And I did exactly that. He didn't also waste time. He took immediate action. So I believe a contractor will soon commence work.
You move to site very soon?
Yes, a contractor.
That's the assurance you got from
what he did was he reached out to his chief director, then they reached out to the regional highways manager for the Upper West region to immediately give updates and then package it so that it can be given under emergency.
Okay.
He did that in my presence. I can show you the correspondence and
Right.
the messages.
Oh, that's progress.
Yeah.
That's progress. We thank God.
He is that proactive when it comes to such situation.
Yeah.
Because it's a major road. That road leads to Hamele.
Right.
And so if it's not being worked on, it's going to cut off many communities and then our neighboring countries, Burkina and other places. So he took urgent actions to get the road done.
Okay. Well, we're happy that at least some attention has been brought to that project, and we're just hoping and praying that it starts in earnest.
Very.
Because oftentimes the minister has good intentions, but it comes down to whether the resources are there. Sometimes it stalls it. But once we're able to find the resources to do it, that's fine. Because like you said, it's a very important.
Very
important. Anyway, so Haruna, let me also say a big congratulations to you and the New Patriotic Party for the National Delegates Conference, the big event that you held over the weekend. Now, you played a critical role, especially when it comes to the, how do you call it, the...
I was the secretary to the committee.
You're the secretary to the committee?
Yes.
Right. So what was Idi Muhaiddin's role? You're the secretary to the manifesto?
The planning
committee.
The
planning
committee. For this particular conference.
Okay. Idi's is with the manifesto reforms.
Amendment.
The constitution
yes,
amendment.
He is the secretary to the amendment committee. So I was secretary to the entire planning committee, as well as the chairman for protocol, secretariat, and accreditation.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
That's nice. And your boss was Joe Wise?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's good. So from where you sit generally, I think it went well, but from where you sit, do you think you had a successful conference?
Thank you very much, Moro. First, I would say good morning to your cherished viewers.
Okay.
And good morning to Honorable Dapila. And the good people of the northern Ghana, especially the people of Zabzugu constituency. In Dagbon, we call it Iyazwali. Our conference, which was on the theme, Rebuilding Together on Our Values, started from the constitutional structure of our party as to how such conferences should be organized. You do know that the report from the Mike Okwe Committee recommended certain actions to be taken based on the scope and the terms of reference that we had given them in terms of the discharge of their duties. As part of their recommendations, they submitted to us proposals that were made by people within the party with regards to restructuring or the amendment of certain portions of the party's constitution. The National Council, in its wisdom, accepted those particular recommendations and also instructed the General Secretary to follow through Article 19 of the party's constitution to institute a committee for the amendment of the party's constitution and to also adapt herein the recommendations by way of motions that were inconclusive in the 2021 conference in Kumasi. All these things were put together. Proposals were received by members, was received by the committee from members of the party in line with the constitution of the party. It was circulated. Over 300 amendment proposals were sent to the committee, to the General Secretary's office. All this was situated into motions because it's only motions that comes before conference. So these documents, the motions came where they had to put together all the 300 comprehensively to ensure that every other proposal gets its way into the motions. So it was 56. We went to the stadium and you could see that in terms of arrangement for the conference, and that is why I commend Joe Wise, very calm, very assertive, result-oriented. He gave direction to all the committees. Accommodation was super, transportation was super, feeding was something that was also very good for us. In terms of accreditation and how people should get to the floor of the stadium. We manage it very carefully. We started with the media, even though our accreditations started somewhere 8 p.m., but the media started around 12 p.m., where everybody, a day before, that was Friday, 12 p.m. So people got accreditation smoothly. The arrangement, the sitting arrangement in terms of region, every region was given an entry gate so that you don't see two regions being conflicting in terms of how to get access to the stadium. The university management of the facility, they did very fantastically well. Everything, they were there to support us, to give us direction. The washrooms were very neat. Everything went in. On the day of conference, I believe that the comportment, the enthusiasm, the euphoria that supported the entire exercise was something that we as MPP are very proud of. And I can say, yes, the deliberations were good. You saw the vote in yes and nay, and very smooth. There was no acrimony. Everything was explained. The justifications behind each and every motion was well understood. The people took the right decisions. And when such decisions are taken, per the Constitution, Article 10.2, it is the Congress, where the conference is the highest, the supreme decision-making body of the party. And I want to use the opportunity to thank all the delegates who have made their way there. Also, to thank the media for the role you have played. You make sure that you took the very right spot, all the boxes were ticked, and the security agency is very fantastic. The regional commander, DCOP Dut, and then the divisional commander for the airport area, who was in charge on the grounds, ASP Tewia. They did very well. The ambulance service and the fire service, all of them, they contributed their quota. And the university security, I think that I must commend them for such an exercise. And all those hopefuls who have the intention to contest for the flag bearership elections, I think that this was very monumental. The first time that such a conference goes in, that takes away ego, that takes away a lot of crowding in terms of stage and all that. I think that the national leadership should be commended, and the delegates be commended for such a very responsive manner in which they presented themselves in conference.
So this is a delegates conference.
Yes.
What this means is that everybody or anybody who's supposed to be there is supposed to be a delegate. That's what it means. How did the organizers of the event, how were you able to tell if each and everyone who was there was actually a delegate? How does the system work?
If you read in Article 10.2 of the party's current constitution, it indicated the category of delegates that were supposed to be there.
Right.
We have the National Council, which is supposed to be there. The National Council is the second highest decision-making body of the party. The composition of the National Council is also clearly indicated in Article 10.2 of the party's constitution. All the regional chairmen, all the National Executive Committee are members of National Council, and the regional chairmen are part of the National Executive Committee. Then the Constitution further goes to tell you that all National Executive Committee members are supposed to be delegates to the annual delegates conference. It also went ahead to tell you that all constituency executive committees are also part of the delegate conference. All regional executive committee and regional executive committee here in its current form or in the previous form, because the amendment of the Constitution takes effect. So now, but the delegates we use was the regional delegates conference as was in the Constitution, and that included all the constituency chairmen from the various constituencies in a region that you have. For example, in the Greater Kumasi area, you would have about 47 constituency chairmen being part of the 17 regional executives who constitute the regional executive committee. Then we have the Council of Elders. Per the Constitution, there are 30. but the constitution that provides for them to attend is 15 of them. Then also Council of Patrons, also 15 of them. Then we have 12 delegates from the diaspora. Every branch that we have in the diaspora, we have so far 30. So if you multiply, we're getting 360. We also have in every TESCOM institution, sorry, we have one representative, and we have about 255. So we have 255 TESCOM representatives who were duly represented per the structure of the party constitution. Then all members of parliament were duly represented because the constitution provided that all members of parliament be part of that. So the constituent of the National Council, of the National Delegates Conference was known and invitations were extended. Okay. Notwithstanding that, we also extended invitation to the members of the diplomatic corps. Right. We also extended invitations to other political parties for fraternity messages that they would have for us in such a big program, because this is where we all gather together, we find ourselves in a manner in which we all respect the sanctity of the democracy in Ghana, and also to ensure that we fraternize and get each other along. And that has been the practice all of us do. Then other invited guests were there who were duly accredited. So in this particular conference, if you are not a delegate, your accreditation card would not be read. So all delegates' accreditation cards were read. Oh, okay. You could be a delegate and you could, like, for example, I was a delegate. So I had my delegate card, which was read. I was a member of the planning committee as a secretary, that I had a planning committee accreditation. Then the subcommittee that I was heading was Secretariat and Protocol. I had accreditation for that one too. So the access levels were given. So if you are not a delegate, you could not cross to the delegate area, except in exceptional circumstances that you want to extend courtesies of greetings to the delegates. So because of that, the chairman of conference, which is the presiding chairman on that particular occasion, was very well aware of the angles in which vote comes from. So you could see those who are not delegates were situated at the other end of the field. And mostly the dignitaries, those of us, national officers and members of parliament, some of us were mixed with those who were not delegates. And sometimes it's hardly you see the vote even coming from that particular angle. So it was properly arranged, and every delegate was given his or her rightful seat to be able to take decisions on the motions that were submitted before conference. And this conference is not for elections. It was basically for this. There were constitutional speeches which happened and other conventional speeches which has happened based on precedent. And I think that all in all, I think that it took a very good shape.
So what you're saying is that it is not possible for anybody to have attended the weekend's event uninvited. It's not possible.
It's not possible. And if you are not accredited, it is not possible.
Okay. Right. What happened to the virtual messages, the videos of your former president, that's Kufuor and Nana Akufo-Addo? The quality wasn't the best. Do you know what may have accounted for this?
Because of my leg nature,
okay.
I was not able to watch to also do a proper evaluation of what you are doing. But I think that...
But there were breaks.
Yeah, so I think that maybe there might have been some technical hitches, and I think that Richard will be able to give a very comprehensive report of that. But you know, in the world of technology, anything happens at any point in time. You may be very comfortable with a certain arrangement, but because of the hitches in technology and production, it may also turn out to give you some bad feedback. But it happens. You can't have everything 100% at
right.
a point. Yeah.
Let me also ask you this. We saw a situation where when the vice president entered, there was some kind of a rancorous applause and cheering by accession of the delegates who were there. And you also noticed that the vice president had to go around, not the entire stadium, but there was a certain distance that he covered. and he was basically, waving at the crowd. Was that something that was planned, that, look, since he's a former vice president, he should be allowed to do this, or this was something that happened, it was impromptu?
Moro, thank you. Greetings is a courtesy.
Right.
And when I walked in here, I could have walked to you and greeted you.
Yeah.
But I choose to sit here and greet you. So in my mind of walking to you to greet you, it's a courtesy. I decide to sit to greet, somebody decides to walk to greet. So in terms of courtesies or in terms of greetings, these are things that are not planned. And when he comes in, like he came in, he decides that he wants to greet. You cannot ask that, no, don't extend such courtesy. Because even in our culture, greeting is one of the standards that shows how respectful you are, that shows how concerned you are, that shows how you can easily mix and understand the culture of the people. So the request was to greet, and you don't stop such courtesies when it happens. And he also took the advantage that the other former presidents, two former presidents were not there. The time that was being saved, he thinks that he could use it to greet. So it was basically greeting, and the planning committee saw that, no, we cannot stop him from greeting the people, and that is why he has to wave and go.
So this was not deliberately planned?
No. Greetings are not planned. It's a courtesy that he wants to extend. And I don't think that is something that we have, should even be something that we should be debating so much, because it's greetings. He was not given the opportunity to campaign or to send a message that when you vote for me, and there's no even contest. We haven't opened any contest yet. We always set a date for elections. And we do know that people are expressing themselves to contest. And in due course, by the close of this month, we'll open the nominations for the presidential elections, presidential primaries to be conducted. And that is where we'll come out with rules and regulations that is going to govern the exercise. And I want to use this platform to assure everybody, as a leader, you cannot be neutral. As a body, you cannot be neutral. But your existence and firmness in terms of how you provide platforms for people, what defines the outcome of every contest. So we assure them that we will provide that particular platform. We will be fair. I can still support somebody, but my fairness will tell you how genuine I am, and that will let you accept the outcome of every process. And the leadership is bound to make sure that there is fairness in the future contest that is coming, because there's no contest as at now. So you can decide to put all these things together or raise questions with regards to somebody being given a platform and somebody wasn't given a platform. But this was something that was conventional. You always have the constitutional speeches, and you have the former presidents who also have their speeches. And that is why when you check all the flyers and what have you, we have all the former presidents. We have Dombo, we have people who have shepherded this party from where it was to this stage, Alhaji Aliu Mahama, pictures and all that was there. So he's the current surviving vice president as we have in Ghana now. He's the only surviving vice president now, and we are lucky to have the surviving two former presidents who are sitting in now, because the other surviving one, he's the current president. So you can call him the former president. Okay. So it is basically a constitutional duty and by way of precedence. And I think that culture need to be stamped and the authority
to set the context for why I asked that question and to know where I'm coming from, let me read this.
Okay.
With your kind permission.
No problem.
You know you're my boss. So the over 200,000 polling station executives who couldn't attend yesterday's delegate conference, and now this author who wrote this on Monday, so yesterday, you understand, Sunday, who couldn't attend yesterday's delegate conference at the University of Ghana Stadium, but are now watching images and videos to assess who truly has the endorsement and love of delegates. Please note that, 1, with the exception of Dr. Mahomia, no other flag bearer hopeful was given access to the inner perimeter of the stadium to interact and wave a delegate. Now, do you understand where my questions were coming from?
Oh, don't worry, ours.
2, the exclusive access, which was conveniently captured and circulated, creates a skewed and cleverly engineered impression of massive support. That, if we want a fair and honest assessment of where the grassroots love truly lies, we must turn our attention to the outer perimeter where all aspirants, including Ken, engage delegates on equal footing. That's where organic support can be measured and not the rehearsed endorsement engineered by the organizers. You can even compare the videos of Ken's entry to that of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and you will understand the point clearly. Most importantly, let's not forget that this same stage settings and optics is what led us into the most humiliating electoral defeat in our party's history in the Fourth Republic. If this is the same path where we're going down again, then it's obvious we haven't learned any lessons. We probably should have been considering taking a class at the Patriotic Institute. Finally, delegates must rise above the drama, the camera, trick, and the stage manipulations. Let us be bold and vote for real change and not a leadership-imposed narrative. 2028 is about winning elections and not choreographed endorsement. Kwesi Kwarteng, he's a spokesperson for Kennedy Japan. So he's of the view that everything that's happened was manipulated, it was choreographed, it was cleverly engineered to create a certain narrative. How do you respond to this, Haruna?
Well, thank you. I was on a sister TV station and he was called in. He joined by Zoom. This statement was made before me.
Okay.
I responded to the statement and he himself understood and said that, well, for him, this was the angle he was seeing it, but he really appreciates the explanation that I have given. First and foremost, we, the current leadership, we don't want to be so much dismissive of people's opinions. There are many times that you have to use people's opinions, even if it is not valid now, it is going to be valid in the future, which has to be factored in other decisions that are going to be taken. First and foremost, in our constitution, or what the organization that we were doing, there was nothing like hopefuls. In our constitution, we don't have presidential hopefuls. It is when people want to aspire or get to a higher position, people can always plan their lives or plan their political career, and nobody stops people from that.
So what you're saying is that, technically speaking, Ken, Brian, Educhum, Kwabena Japan, Dr. Mahmoud are all ordinary members of your party?
Yes, as we stand.
Okay.
Ken is a former member of parliament.
Right.
Brian is a sitting member of parliament, a former minister.
Right.
Okay. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a former vice president and former presidential candidate of the party in the 2024 elections. And if you check, all of them were invited based on their standard.
Right.
And if you also you look at it, Brian came as a delegate because he's a member of parliament.
Okay.
Ken was not a delegate, but he was invited. Our planning committee, we ensure that those who contested, those who have raised their, or that made their mind to contest, we invited all of them. We sent invitation to 11 of them, including Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We accredited each of them with a photo accreditation, and then we also gave 4 accreditation to their team members to follow them into the conference. That was what the planning committee did. We did same to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and we did same to all of them. Even those who did not, like Adainimo, he has not made publicly he's going to. Asefwa, he didn't make publicly he's going to. But we did accredited all of them. Accredit them in person and accredit 4 other persons they bring for the conference. So the planning committee was very, very emphatic and deliberate about getting all of them into. But in terms of who speaks, it's a matter of convention. It is not that somebody has been given an undue ad. This was not a campaign platform. It was not meant for everybody to speak. And my brother Do knows that. He's a very fine communicator, very fine gentleman of our party. He truly represents us. He do everything. He communicates. But in the political environment, you would expect to get all of some of these things come, because in the future it may play out. People, for the fear of optics, will see that, oh no, this is how it looks like. So I don't attack him for saying so, but the corrective measure is that that platform was not meant to be used for campaign purposes. It was a structural platform that was followed by various conventions that we have had. So the planning committee was not deliberate to put Dr. Bawumia ahead of anybody, because there was nothing to even be competing for, because there is no competition. Where we stand now, there's no competition. there is ambition. Ambitions was not what we're dealing with, but we're dealing with conference. So for what he said, that is his mind, that is his opinion. I cannot dismiss that. But in a process that will lead us to such elections and such platforms are created, I don't think we'll give Dr. Bawumia that particular open time to conduct himself in a manner that they think that he's giving an undue advantage. Look, whoever is going to win the elections will win, and the delegates will make a decision on that. But we, as leaders of the party, our role is to ensure that there is level playing ground, and that is what we did in the last elections. We did that. We truly represented ourselves, unlike other political parties. You can see all the national leadership going to support one person, but we, under the leadership of Stephen Ayonsin team, and the General Secretary of the party, all of us stood and said that, no, we don't need to indicate where we belong. We have to leave all of them to go into the contest. Whoever wins, then the party goes with that person. So we have noted the excess of what he has written is fair, is fairness, and we assure him that when the process is due, by the 30th, 31st of this month, the General Secretary will issue a statement opening the nominations of for the presidential, and guidelines for the elections will also be issued. And based on the guideline, we assure him that we would not give anybody undue advantage. We allow all of them to go and compete on ideas, not on insult, on programs, not on attacks. And I think that this is the way that we have to go.
How much pressure is this perceptual problem putting on you, when I say you as the leadership of the party? And this perceptual problem has to do with integrity, fairness, suspicion. You are up to some kind of mischief. There's a certain, predetermined outcome that you're looking for, except that you're playing some kind of a mind game. Is this something that bothers you as leaders of the party? And what are you doing to clear that type of doubt and that type of suspicion which appears to have engulfed the processes leading up to where we are, even when it had to do with when to organize your presidential primaries? It was greeted with that kind of suspicion by some of your party, faithfuls. Does it bother you? First of all, at the personal level, and also as leadership. I mean, when you interact with the likes of JFK, Nana B, Stephen in team, and so on and so forth. Is this something that bothers you as a team and also even as an individual? Or you think it's much ado about nothing?
You see, as a leader, you expect to get some of these things. They are one of the angles that you should expect to face. You cannot be 100% to everybody. And that is why opinions are not properly evaluated to suit the generality of the people. And that's why even when opinion polls are conducted, it doesn't become the reality. It projects what happens. Once you are a leader and you elect yourself to accept a responsibility, accept the fact that you'll be criticized, you'll be lied on, you will be any manner of things that people will say, things that you haven't done, things that you did, people will exaggerate it, people will insult you. And me, at what I told my wives, that when you are passing at a place and I'm being insulted, please pretend you've never known me before. Just pass, don't react. Why? It's because I'm the leader. If I don't put myself there, nobody will talk about me. So leave that to me, for me to explain myself or be exonerated by the same processes. So walk away, let it go, because I am occupying. Tomorrow, if I am not there, nobody will say such things to me. And in politics, nobody stays in a position forever. This position I'm occupying, somebody was occupying it. Many other people, a very fine lawyer in the last administration was occupying that. Tomorrow, Haruna will not be there. Somebody else will be there as Deputy General Secretary. And I think that as a leader, you must learn to accept some of these things. People will insult you for nothing that you have done. Accept it, because you are a leader. People will say things, accept it, move on. Yes, these accusations, counter accusations and all that, it's something for me. When I was taking the position, I knew very well that I can't satisfy everybody. I cannot. That is why in the creature of God, you see these hands, God would have wished that he would have wanted all of them to be the same. But God did not do that.
To the extent that the nature of this problem has to do with a certain belief that the leadership currently as constituted cannot be neutral, and the implications for reconciliation going forward. Do you get it? I mean, I'm not talking about the usual, you're bad, you're good, you know, the normal accusations or criticisms that are leveled at leadership. Maybe you're lazy, you know, you're not competent. But this one has to do with fairness, and this one has to do with impartiality. And you and I know that once that is not dealt with, then reconciliation becomes a big problem, depending on whoever wins. And that's what I'm asking, that does it bother you? And how are you fixing this perceptual problem?
It's part of the nomenclature. Okay. So if you let it bother you too much, you get a blood pressure from it. It is part of it. It's part of the system. So once it's part of the system, you must be very careful. It's just like when you are eating fufu with a tilapia. You should know very well that if you don't take time, a bone will slip down your throat. So you must be very careful. So it is just about recognizing the fact that this thing can happen. Then you take concrete measures to mitigate some of them. And again, in terms of being neutral, there is no leader that can be neutral.
That's true.
Except an external body. Because if you have a casting vote, you cannot be neutral. If anybody tells you that he's neutral, it's not being truthful to you. Even the Electoral Commission of Ghana is not neutral, because the Constitution did not bar them from voting. Once you have the right to vote and you have a casting vote, your neutrality is gone. What you expect across the globe, nobody ever describes a commission that they should be neutral, they should be fair, neutral is always taken away, but you must be fair. Okay? So fairness is what defines a leader. And I can tell you, watching me, people can tell you, they can look at me and tell you that, oh no, this person, Haruna supports this person. But in all my work in terms of leadership, I maintain that process of being fair and standing in the middle to ensure that everybody is given the needed support. I can slip, but that should not define the majority of which I have done that has been good.
That's fine.
Nobody is perfect, and that is what
we will delve into the more weightier matters, which has to do with some of the key reforms that you have undertaken, some of which have generated a fair bit of controversy or debate, whether you did the right thing or the wrong thing. But before you do that, let me bring in Cletus. Cletus, I know this is not your house matter. For as long as we're in a competitive democratic environment, what happens in the NPP, it's something that must be of concern to you, and you definitely would have to have an opinion on this. Did you watch it on TV, or you saw bits and pieces? I mean, how did you consume everything that came out of the conference, and what are your initial thoughts?
Well, thank you, Moro. Let me applaud my brother, the Deputy General Secretary, for being on the show this morning with us. Let me commend you and your production team and your distinguished viewers. I also would like to applaud the good people of Jirapa, the chiefs, the youth, the women, the downtrodden, the farmers, for their support for myself and the NDC. All I just can tell them is myself and my party will not let them down. Moro, let me also use this platform to commend what is called the first Northern Development Conference. That took place yesterday in Tamale, with the sons and daughters of Northern descent organized what we call Northern Development Conference.
Right.
It's a non-partisan conference. We gathered to focus or look at how we can champion the development of the North.
Yeah.
Let me commend the Speaker of Parliament. He first inaugurated the Northern Caucus in Parliament.
Right.
In the 9th Parliament, he did a very good job. I also commend the Majority Leader, the Honorable Mama Ayarga, Let me also commend the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, the minority leader, the Honorable Osahene Alexander Kwamena Afenyo-Makin. He was also there, the Chief of Staff.
The S, so you pronounce it correctly.
Yes. The Honorable Chief of Staff was also there, the chiefs and people from the Upper West region, the Upper East region, the Northern region, the Savannah region, and the Northeast. Let me commend the MC, the Honorable Sohini, the Planning Committee, the Chairman of the program, and the resource persons, Chief Doliwura of NIB, the Venerable Alasan Dani, Mr. Charles Aburi, and all the MPs and ministers who participated in the conference. I want to use this platform to commend them and to tell the leadership that it shouldn't just be a talk show. They should try to put it into action. It's a non-partisan. I'll commend Nitiwul, the former defense minister, the planning committee, the Honorable Habib Kabiru, the MP for Yendi, and all those who fine-tuned the program. You did a good job. Kudos to you. Now, let me also use this platform to wish the late Professor Mills of blessed memory 81st birthday belated yesterday.
Yes.
May his soul rest in peace. I'll also use this platform to continue to wish Madame Sherry Aite of blessed memory. Exactly 2 years, she also passed on. She was a pillar of the National Democratic Congress, a mother, a mentor, and an icon of the party. May his soul rest in peace. Moro, Congress is the highest decision-making body of every organization. For that matter, the political parties, NDC, MPP. When you look at what our friends did, you see, I have told my friends in the MPP that when you are walking and you hit your leg and fall, don't look at where you fall. Look at where you hit your leg. You see, they lost the elections so miserably, and I think they are so confused about how they lost the elections. And they don't want to really sit down and do some kind of retrospect about why they lost the elections. You see, if you lose elections,
right,
first and foremost, there's a reason. There might be reasons why you've lost the elections. So you need to look at those reasons. And I think one of the things that they are failing to do is what I call reconciliation.
Right.
You see, and if they are not careful, that is what will still hurt them going into the 2028 elections. They will go into the election fractured, and any house that is divided cannot stand. And they know that, my brother knows that. You see, if you organize a Congress and decided to let one candidate to steal the show, you don't need to tell the rest that this is your direction.
Right.
You understand? Yes, like he said, in their constitution, in all the parties' constitution, we don't have what we call flag bearer hopefuls. But we know the intentions of people in the party who are not small people in the party. We know their intention. And my brother knows that very well. You understand?
Right.
So if a program is organized and some purported flag bearer hopefuls are being gagged in a small corner, whilst one is allowed to move around virtually the entire stadium to exchange pleasantries with delegates. For so many minutes, he was walking around doing that, taking all the fans' applause from the crowd and all of that. This, you don't need anybody to tell you that this was the purpose or this was deliberate or not.
You said it wasn't planned.
Yes. Why? Why was it not planned? If it wasn't planned, he is the only one who was given the inner perimeter to walk around, unlike the others.
He's the only surviving.
Yes, he is.
Vice President.
You see, but let me now come, which
Former
I
Vice
know my
President
brother will understand. When you are managing a divided house, you ought to be very, very careful in what you do so that people don't interpret meanings into it. You understand?
Right.
There's already a perception that this early Congress, this top-bottom approach is being undertaken to favor His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He knows that. You heard that. Moro, you heard that. Everybody is common knowledge. You understand? There's that perception that is, they did some research and realized that, look, the current police station executives coordinators as it stands, if they take them to be the ones to go and vote in the flag bearership elections, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will have a chance. So they decided that, look, in that case, let's propose a top-bottom approach instead of the usual bottom approach. Moro, where will you see somebody building a house from the foundation, the roof, from the roof? Where will you get that? Nobody built a house from the roof. You build from the foundation. The two political parties lose power when the basis is destroyed, when the basis or the center cannot hold. You see, the top, you can, at the top, can take your decisions based on your interest. But if the basis, the foundation is weak, I tell you that it will not suffice. It will not work.
But Cletus, they've told you two reasons why they're doing this. One, the current situation, the circumstances the party finds himself in, the fractured nature of the party.
Yes.
The acrimony, the backbiting, the suspicions here and there.
Yeah.
You are skewing somebody against this. You are favoring somebody. They're tired. They believe that if the party gets a leader early enough, it will end it. That's number one.
Yes.
Number two, these polling officers, these party officers you're talking about, most of them, their mandates will end next year by March. In some cases, I'm told even in April and May, right?
And
are you going to wait till that time, conduct your elections before you even elect your flag bearer? They don't have time. They want power in 2028.
Is it Moro? I understand all of that.
Yes.
This point that I've made, is that the first time? Are you hearing it from me?
No, you've made
yes,
this
so
second time.
I am telling you that, you see, Moro, to be very honest, in party organization, you cannot start to build a party from the top, irrespective of whatever excuses that they would have given. But I can tell you that that is what will hurt them. What this action that they have taken will hurt them going into the 2028 elections. Look, you are managing a divided house. I understand where they are coming from. I know, just like he said, look, if you have a candidate, even at the parliamentary level, at the MP's level, or at MP's parliamentary primaries level, if you have candidates who have come to contest you and you are a stronger candidate, you pamper them. You understand? You pamper them because of reconciliation. You don't because you have the support of the current leadership of the party. Then you abuse people. You disrespect them. You let them know that, look, I am in charge. My people are in charge. No matter what you do, I am the one who will shine. You understand? You don't do that. When you do that, you hurt people. They will not be able to forgive you. Even if eventually you win, they won't forgive you. That is the point that I am coming from. I'm saying that, look, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the vice president, the just immediate past flag bearer of the party. But if the NPP, if they had done serious, checks very well, there was no need for them to have allowed him to be the one to steal the show against the others. Definitely, they will never be happy. And they will not forgive the national executives, they will not forgive the organizers, and they will even forgive Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. That is why reconciliation will become very difficult for them, because they, the national executives, they have the onus task to reconcile the party after these elections. Now, the other aspirants have seen them to be the ones projecting one candidate. How will you be able to charter or lead reconciliation after the elections? That is what my brother and co should be worried about. You need to reconcile your party. Any party that is not together, the two political parties, goes into an election fractured, and you can never make any good results in that post. So for me, the National Executive Committee should have told Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, at least, yes, you are the former flag bearer, vice president, but under the circumstances, let's don't stoke fire. Already, we have been suspected to be with you. So let's manage it this way. Or yes, in your constitution, you don't have, even NDC constitution, you don't have flag bearer hopefuls. We don't have. But under the circumstances, okay, all these people who have shown interest to contest, all of you will use the inner perimeter and walk in and wave at delegates and go and sit down. You understand? This is how you chart a reconciliation course. This is how you start it. So that any of them that eventually lose will not have any reason to accuse you or accuse the victim. This is how you build a party that is fractured. You understand? But the tangent they are going, I see a very big problem. I see in the future, they won't be able to reconcile. Just like what happened to them. Because they are still hurting people. If you listen to Ken very well, Ken will tell you that I don't have a problem with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. But the people around him, those campaigning for him, they think that we are nobody. So we will show them that we are also somebody. That is what is happening. He will tell you, he has said it in many fora, that I don't have a personal problem with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So I'm saying that those who are campaigning or supporting the cause of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you should change your style if you actually want well or wish well for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Because at the end of the day, your posturing, your style of supporting the former vice president will cause him more harm than good. Because your posturing is hurting other people. Your style, your campaign style is hurting other aspirants. That is what Ken keep on talking about this. Brian is a fine gentleman. Educhim, all of them. If you check, Brian, Educhim, all of these people, they supported Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in the last flag bearership contest, isn't it? Today, they are all contesting. They all think that they can lead a new patriotic party. So if you think that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia stands the chance to win, and he will need these other people to be able to go into the election formidable, you don't treat the others like they are nobody. Even I saw Ken when Ken was coming in, it wasn't easy for him to get into the stadium. Yeah. He stood there for some time, and I could see him boiling, but I think he restrained himself, because they said that some of the people that they were supposed to give accreditation were not given accreditation. So the security at the entrance said they won't allow them to enter. So he too was standing saying that, look, those people, they were supposed to accredit them. So they must give them accreditation before he walks in. So he stood there for some time. I know my brother will speak to it. But I watched that, and I saw that it wasn't good. You see, these are big people in your party. Ken paid his dues in MPP. He started in 92. Everybody knows that. You understand? He paid his dues. All of them paid their dues to the party. So if you know their intention, don't pretend that because it is not in our constitution, they are nobody. Don't do that. If you do that to them, you are disrespecting them. You are telling them that they are nobody, and they will forgive you eventually if the person you want to win emerges. You understand? So for me, Congress is good. It helps in decision taking. But Moro, I still hold the view that this top-bottom approach, any party, if my party wants to ever do it, I will speak against it. Moro, the party is not being held at the top. Every national officer, he's a national officer. He's from Zazugui. I'm sure he votes in the polling station at Zazugui. So it tells you that the root The root of the party is the polling stations. The root of the party is their coordinators. The root of the party is the constituency executives. You understand? So if you don't manage, if you want to build a party and you don't build that foundation very well, and you go to start at the top, I tell you that it will collapse. That building will collapse. That is the point that I'm trying to make.
So you don't think that it's a good idea for a flag bearer to have an influence as to who becomes polling officer, constituency officer?
No. It should not. It should not. You see, let me tell you, the perception is that the current polling station executives, they did their search and they think that, look, the current executives or polling station executives, majority of them will go for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So in that case, let's adopt an emergency congress to rectify it and to suggest that their mandate should be extended so that they can vote in the early congress. That is all that they did.
Well, but these polling officers you're talking about, their mandate will actually end next year, March.
That's what I'm saying.
And the flag bearer.
So they should have immediately been organizing polling station elections if they wanted an early congress.
You don't get me.
If they wanted an early congress.
No, you don't get me. My point is that the polling officers, the polling station officers, their mandate ends next year, March.
Oh, the two political, but they don't wait for the mandate to end before they start the reorganization. He knows that. They don't wait. No.
It is organized even before.
We start reorganizations. Once they have a calendar. The political parties have a calendar of reorganizations.
Okay.
So if you come out with a calendar to reorganize the party, remember the elections or polling stations is not going to just be one day.
Yes.
You understand? It's a process. They will start it from regions, constituencies upwards.
Okay.
You understand? It's a process. So it's not a day activity. It's not an event. It's a process. You understand? So all that I'm trying to say is that with all these new things that they are introducing, there is that perception out there, which I even think is real, that it is all done to favor a particular candidate.
Okay.
You understand? Congress is good. Some of the decisions they took, which you said you were coming to him, I applaud some of them. For instance, if you are a party officer and you are appointed into government, you have to immediately resign.
Yes.
I applaud that. Then I also saw that...
You think NDC should take a cue from that?
Yes. Yes.
You shouldn't be holding two positions.
No, you shouldn't be holding two positions. Which of them will you be serving? You understand? Which of them will you be serving? And let me tell you, the reason why political parties lose power is that, you see, when you win power, the officers that do the campaign at the party level, various levels, they take positions and join government.
Yeah.
You see, when they join government, mostly there is a bit of disjoint between them and the people that help them to get the power.
And the party then gets weaker.
The party gets weaker. That is why political parties lose power. And I tell you, see, the two political parties, party will work hard to get power. The government, mostly, they take decisions that led the party to lose power.
Okay.
Then the party will have to reorganize again to get power again. You understand? So any party who understands this and able to blend it very well, you can hold on to power for a long time.
Let's have this conversation this way, because the amendments that were made to the party's constitution, I'm sure some of them, of course, as a leading member of the NDC, you can relate to. So when he addresses them, you are free to come in and express opinion so that we can do...
No problem.
I think it would be more interesting.
That's fine.
Now, it started with 300... Oh, you have to respond. I know you want to respond to some of the things.
You shouldn't respond to it. He knows what I said is true.
So it started with more than 300 proposals. It was compressed to 56. 2 have been flatly rejected. You've maintained 4. When I say you, I mean delegates have been... The conference has maintained 54, sorry. Now, it appears to me that out of all the 54, there are 6 exciting ones. I'm not going to say they're more important, but they're exciting. Exciting in the sense that I like the debate that has characterized these proposals. And he started already. So perhaps, okay, let's rather start from the election of communications officers, and then I'll come to the one that Cletus was talking about. So it's Article 6, isn't it? right?
Is it
now,
motion 6
Article
or
6, which is the new provision, which is motion 5, right? It says, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no. Actually, let me go to the communications bit, right? The communications bit.
Motion 8.
That's motion 8, right?
Yes.
That's motion 8. So, so it
Okay,
says
W code.
amend Article 70 of the Constitution to include a consultancy research officer. No, that's not it. That's not it. So this one, good. I think it's rather motion 9, which is Article 75, 92, 1073.
Okay.
That's motion 9. It says amend Articles 75, 92, and 1073 of the Constitution to make communications officers at all levels of the party elected, as is the case with the NDC, from the polling station, electoral area, constituency, regional, and at the national level. At the national level, the communications officer shall be the director of communications. Now, we're told appointment of communication officers has in many instances been fraught with a lot of challenges, occasioned by perceptions of favoritism and lack of candor. Making the positions elective will afford the party delegates to select persons they think can best communicate with the party. For the avoidance of doubt, the deputy directors of the communications shall remain appointed. What's the wisdom in this?
Moro, thank you very much. Before I move in there, I just have some few corrections or rebuttals to make.
Okay.
In our party, we never took a decision to have a top-bottom down elections.
Okay.
We have indicated that the decision to go for the 31st January 2026 election is grounded in the constitution of the party in Article 13.1 of the party's constitution, and certainly not a top-down approach. The elections of the flag bearer is a stand-alone election. In fact, it's not part of the foundation. The structure of the party is defined in Article 5, where we have the polling station, we have the electoral area, we have the constituency, we have the regional, and the diaspora, that is the external branches, and the national. So when we talk about foundation, the very foundation in research, that is what we call the base. So the flag bearership election is not a part of the structure. It's not the foundation. Okay? So we need to get that particular perspective and fix it as it is. Again, you see, he talked about reconciliation. It is very good. Reconciliation is something that all of us must. But what Honorable has failed to understand is that reconciliation is not an event. It's a process. We can start from somewhere and get to another destination. And even when you get there and you feel that you have gotten some level of respite, it doesn't show that it is conclusive. So you continue to work on it and work on it. And that is why in Japanese palace, they call it the Kaizen, continuous improvement. Kai means change, Zen for better. So we think that something has to be done, but not necessarily to see that this is a reconciliated party or this is a reconciliated body. It has to be worked on and worked on again.
I didn't know that you spoke Mandarin. I'm pleasantly surprised. You speak Mandarin.
I'm a Japanese trained, so
okay.
I've done some trainings in Japan in terms of quality management.
So what language is that? What Japanese language is this? Where the Kaizen?
It's a Japanese word that they have carved for quality management.
Right.
It's used for the Six Sigma.
Okay.
So in the Six Sigma, it is used for quality management process. Okay. How to do line management, how to increase productivity, how to eliminate wastage and all that. So, and there are a number of waste activities that you identify in terms of quality management process. And Kaizen is a very key concept. I can look at this room. As I look at this room, there are things that I'm thinking that, no, it should not be there. And how to arrange in terms of how you bring it to work in terms of time, the movement from here to here. If I'm given the opportunity, I might be thinking
make time for this.
I'll be thinking about how to eliminate some certain time. But politics have taken much of my time in terms of those particular instances.
Oftentimes, we don't get to dig a bit deeper on the expertise of some of the party officers. Anyway,
and when I was listening to Honorable, I said, wow. I said, hey, it's like the priest taking the pastor through the Bible orientation. Because not too long ago, when the entire NDC national officers, all of them, they were supporting His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, then former president. Even when the former finance minister was filing to contest, all of them, they were supporting him. He didn't see anything wrong with that. I said, wow, look at the priest is preaching Bible lessons to the pastor. Well, I think that people who are watching know the world intentions of what you are saying. They can deduce what you want to conclude on. But however, we have listened to you. The good ones among them, we use it to work. Those that are propaganda in nature, which is part of your blood and nature, I think that people will be able to see that. You raised the question of the communications officer,
yes,
where the amendment is sought or was sought and approved by conference with respect to Article 7.5, 9.2, and 10.7, where we think that communication officers must be taken to a different level. You see, communication is something that runs across every department. Until you take communication serious, you would get everything wrong. Whatever good you do, and the communication is not situated well, is not well communicated, then you get everything wrong. One of our lecturers, we went to an exam hall, we were asked to bring out the intricacies of perfect communication. He was a former regional director for NCCE, Northern Region, Mr. Shani. We went into the exam hall, and then that was the question. That was just the question. Intricacies of perfect communication. And if you take the handout at that time, there are intricacies to communication. So, but these are intricacies in perfect communication. So the understanding of what is said and the answers that you give will tell you how comprehensively you understood the topic. You know, in a perfect communication, there are no intricacies. That was the answer. So we want to have a perfect communication, a good comprehensive communication. So communication must be seen to be done, must be seen to be recognized, must be seen to be playing a critical role. And all of us, we know, when it comes to appointing position, like the power of appointment is put in the hand of the president. The president can appoint you and then what? Dismiss you again. So same thing happens. The procedure for appointed people and the procedure for elected people are different. When you are appointed, your roles are defined. When you are elected, your roles are defined, but certainly not the same. So the party decided that, no, right from the polling station, we should have a communication officer. Because why? You do better, you perform well, what you do is not communicated. And you need to make sure that what you do, the good you do, what you intend to do must be properly shaped and explained to the people. Right. So in that particular instance, it is rather better, like the justifications that they said, that it is being filed with a lot of challenges occasioned by perception of favoritism. Yes. And that do happen. You could have a communication officer who cannot even communicate, who cannot even write, who can just to be on a different platform altogether. Okay. So if communication officers are to be elected, I think that people presenting themselves for that particular position would distinguish themselves in that particular area. And there would be a verifiable reasons why they should be voted for. All right. So that those persons can perform their duties.
We'll move to the next one. But Ecletus, you have this model. You contest, you elect your communications officer. But I've heard some people also say, and I don't know what you make of it, that when you look at the communication as a discipline, it is a specialized area. It requires some level of expertise, amount of expertise to be able to communicate and communicate effectively. And that if you reduce it to elections, which does not necessarily produce expected outcomes anyway, where if the person has the resources and if the person is the most popular, may not necessarily be a very good communicator, but is popular and has the resources, you may end up producing or sponsoring or electing somebody who may not be able to do the job as a communications person. Yes, Sami Jemfi has turned out to be a fantastic, a fine communicator, but people will say that's more like an outlier. I mean, you NDC were just lucky to have elected someone like Sami Jemfi to be your communicator. But oftentimes, it is very rare to produce through elections somebody who knows the job. Because remember that communications, there's a science and art of communication, not just ability to talk and insult. I don't know where you stand on this. As a matter of principle.
No matter what, I will go for elections than appointive.
Why?
I will explain. You see, the party, if you want to get an expert,
okay.
If you want to get somebody who has expertise in communication at national level, regional level, constituency level, when you are coming out with the guidelines, you come out with a criteria.
Okay.
Who qualifies to contest as national communications officer, deputy communications officer, who qualifies to contest as regional. But you see, if you reduce it to appointive, mind you are leaving it to some few people at the top to also fix in their people,
right,
which eventually will come back to not the same problem that you want to solve.
Right.
So I will go for elections any day. Because let me also tell you why. There are many of the police stations, he knows. You go to a branch, we call it branch or police stations, or a ward. You can get somebody who communicates very well in the local dialect, but he's not educated.
That's true.
You understand? He's not educated. Mind you, the police station, 70% of the voters there too are illiterate. They haven't been to school.
Yeah.
So you have an illiterate who communicates very well with the people. Then you use this criteria of an expert to eliminate the person from a contest.
Well, the party can be specific.
You understand?
For polling station executives, this is the criteria. For regional,
that is what I mean.
Yes.
That's what I mean by
instead of making it across the board.
Appointing.
Yes.
Instead of appointing, you see, you are leaving it in their hands. Let me tell you, anything appointive, you are giving somebody the power to decide for the masses, and they also have their interests.
Of course.
So the people you also think they will pick, they may not eventually pick them. You understand? Okay. So for me, the party can come out with a criteria.
Okay.
Yes. If you want to be national officer, we want to know your communications.
These are the qualities you must possess.
Because these people, mind you, when they apply, they go for vetting.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So when in the vetting, you will get to know who actually qualifies or who can do the job.
All right.
It's better than appointing.
Okay. So let's move on. So motion 10. And I like how we're doing it so that everybody has a chance to express your thoughts. So it says, amend Articles 710 and 97 of the Constitution to prevent party officers who get appointed into government from continuing to hold their office. And I bring this up because you even started that conversation. Officers who are appointed into government should not be allowed to hold dual positions. So as long as they have accepted appointment to serve in government, they should focus on their mandate in government and give opportunity for other competent party members to occupy their positions in the party. It is also in line with the provisions in Clause 10 of Article 7 and Clause 7 of Article 9, which are intended to ensure that government appointees do not hold constituency, regional, and national executive offices. Yes, Haruna.
Yes, Moro. I think that this is self-explanatory.
Right.
And to buttress this point, I'm also looking at other areas that we should clarify and let the people get to understand why this clause is there and who are the government appointees.
Okay.
We must define the government appointees.
Okay. Why is that important?
Before I go there, he made a very good point.
Okay.
Me, as I said, one of my proposals was that the deputy officers at the national level should be elected.
Elective. That was honestly, I supported that.
The deputy communications officers.
No, deputy national officers and the regions. For me, yes,
most
of us made those particular. All of us, not even most.
And I
wanted it elected.
Oh, you want it elected?
Yes, I wanted it elected.
Why?
Because when you are elected, there is some power that comes with it.
Oh.
When you are appointed, there is that power that comes with it. Oh, we appointed you. Okay? So there are a lot. The politicians will tell you why an elected position is so superior to an appointed position. Because the appointment rests in their hands. They appoint you, and then you have to perform the duties as enshrined in the Constitution. But you will definitely have some barriers in terms of performance. And there is that discriminatory aspect of appointment and elected. And I think that going further, I think this is not the finality. The party can go ahead and still discuss this particular aspect. I may not be there tomorrow, but it has to be an elective position. From where I've worked from to date, I think that those positions in
Once you're
future
appointed,
should be
you feel
given.
you owe somebody something. Once you're appointed, you always feel you
Yes,
owe
you are
somebody,
accountable
to somebody.
and you can also ask for something to achieve what you are accountable for. But once you are appointed, you live at the behest of the appointing officer, and that is what is preventing much effective work within the spectrum of political organizations.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with this entirely. However, I would want that the definition of government appointment should be clearly defined.
Okay.
For example, if you are made a minister, is that a government appointment? Yes. If you are appointed a health insurance manager at the region or constituency level, is that a government appointment? No.
It is.
It's not. It's a public service work.
It is so.
All of the works. All the works are public service works.
All of it. All of it will help sanitize the
No,
system.
I understand.
Differentiate between political appointees so that we don't even mingle try to, worry ourselves, or you don't see public servants and civil servants actually mingling into politics.
You see,
it will help the system.
The essence of this debate I am putting out is that when we say government appointment, those appointments are conterminous with the tenure of the president.
I understand.
When the president is leaving, you leave.
We leave with them.
When you ask your officers who are teachers, who are head teachers, who have gotten appointment into, let's say, this health is regional, what and what, and you ask all of them to resign, immediately you leave power, all of them. Okay? You are asking that because all of them will get out from that particular positions that they hold. And I think that there must be that clear differentiation. Experience also counts. Government appointment is government appointment. So we should define it. Okay. I think that there must be a definition. And the National Council, and the National Council can define that
so
to make sure.
That portion ought to be fleshed out.
Just give me a minute. Again, Article 18.
Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. You're still watching Good Morning Ghana. Please stay with us.
There sharing his thoughts on or his impressions about.
Say like the time they come, that be the time for catch up.
Eric.
I'm here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology, this isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enye. Yon kwala ntade money mema nyina ntare nyina wa say yon kwala shoes, yon kwala duane, yon kwala wipes, kwala diapers, kwala toys, baby coat. In fact, bibia opama nyina obenye bi wa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059-6377-172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Wabedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Mekwaya ma besisia. Abozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready. Hey, baby wom. Ah, Aji. I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda danya was mosquito call is to do woman. Na say spray with them musa. Try sima a dronum and sana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy mouthful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is a buying, a man strain, Nesanso Mama Hoto so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Hi, my name is Fred McBagon-Lurie, President of Academic City University in Accra, Ghana. Academic City is at the forefront of technology development. Here at Academic City, innovation and ingenuity blend seamlessly with innovation. We respect knowledge. Knowledge is power. And once Africans start to internalize knowledge, you see the level of development that we attain here. The Tycoon Africa Conference is a convergence of influencers and professionals from across the continent, folks that are interested in marketing and ICT. At this conference, you meet marketers from across the African divide, from Southern Africa, from Zimbabwe, from Kenya, from Uganda, and of course, from our beautiful country called Ghana. I will be speaking, and there will be many other professionals and experts who will be sharing the African experience in marketing and ICT. This is an opportunity you will not want to miss. At this conference, you will meet people working at the forefront of AI, ICT integration, using new tools and emerging technologies, marketers who are at the forefront of pushing this agenda, and more importantly, it will be an avenue for us to encounter policy.
Buy affordable service plots and lands from estate masters. Currently selling our next cottage, located at the newly proposed airport city, with a starting price of 25,000 Ghana cedis. We also have Palm Hills, located at Panfukuro in the Bomwa East District, also with a starting price of 15,000 Ghana cedis. Available also is Coastal Park in Lakleku, which is a 15 minutes drive from the Ningo Senior High School, having a starting price of 55,000 Ghana cedis. You will receive a free site plan with indenture once you successfully purchase a land from us. For any enquiries, contact the numbers provided. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Right, you're live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Now, with us this morning is Haruna Mohammed, who's the Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, and also Cletus Seidu Dapila, who's the MP for the people of Njirapa. And we're having a conversation on the back of the NPP just ended delegates conference where key reforms were undertaken. So, Haruna, yes, you were talking about what constitutes a definition, a clearer definition of who a government appointee is. That's where you were.
Yes, I am of the view that we should give a clearer definition on where you would have to depart, what position is supposed to be. Else, it will risk the opportunity of getting out many experts in some areas. Because if you follow some particular rulings in the past in the High Court, or was it the Supreme Court, where whether a public servant, some aspects of public service organizations can do politics or not. It happened in YE, where people who were holding positions were dismissed. They went to court, and the court decided that no, they can do politics and still occupy such positions. So we should define them, which position is a government appointee. Then we'll be able to situate them in a proper perspective. So I think that, in my view, the National Council should look at it and give meanings to such particular position so that it cannot be misconstrued. That even if you are giving the work, maybe you have been employed as a teacher, they say, oh, you are executive, you've employed you as a teacher, please resign so that we'll give it to somebody. Or you are appointed as a district director or a regional director in a public service institution, that you have to pass through public service interview before you get it.
So it must be stated clearly who a government appointee is.
Yes, because for me, where I sit, if you appointed a minister, if you appointed a deputy minister, if you appointed a CEO or a managing director, I think that these are some of the appointments that we should be looking at. But if you appointed a board chairman or a board member, that's not necessarily means that you should. So let's get this particular 10 points situated.
Let's move to motion 35. Seidu, maybe I'll start with you on this one. Amend Article 10 of the Constitution by inserting a new provision to specifically provide that a national chairperson shall be the leader of the party. Now, we're told the proposed amendment affirms the position of the national chairperson as the leader of the party. Now, there's a continuation. It says, amend Article 10(5) of the Constitution to specifically provide that the national chairperson shall chair the party's campaign advisory committee. Now, the national chairperson of the leader of the party shall chair the party's campaign advisory committee to enhance collaborative work between the party and the campaign. And it also, so now there's no any ambiguity. Your national chairman is both the leader of your party as MPP, whether the party is in government or is opposition. So there's no ambiguity there. Sid, what do you think? So today I said in Ketia,
I think this amendment
makes sense.
It makes sense.
Really?
It's in the right direction.
Tell me why.
Yeah, because you see, in our case, our constitution, the national chairman of the party is the leader of the party when we have no flag bearer.
Okay.
You understand? But when the flag bearer is elected, then the flag bearer becomes the leader of the party.
That's in opposition?
In opposition.
What about in government?
Yeah, in government.
If there's any. So, for instance, today John Mahama will finish his tenure.
Yes.
There's a new flag bearer.
Yes.
What then becomes a Seidu Ketia? There's a new flag bearer even though the NDC is still in government.
Yes.
Right? What
the new flag bearer is the leader of the party by our current constitution.
Right.
And I think that is a problem. Because the party should be the party. The party should be the party. So in this score, I think they got it right. The party should always be the party. Okay. You see, the party forms government. The party wins elections. The party machinery is what wins elections.
Yeah.
You understand? So at any point in time, the party should be stronger. The party should have a voice. You understand? But you see, you work for power. The party works for a government to be formed. And the party becomes weak. The government becomes stronger than the party. You understand? In that case, apathy will set in. You will lose power. So at any point in time, the chairman of the party should be the leader of the party and should, so that at least it can enhance that connection between government and the party. But if you define it like when you are in opposition, then the national chairman is the leader of the party. When you elect flag bearer, eventually president, then he's the leader of the party. When you do that, there's a problem.
Can you imagine a situation where the national chairman has a very strong personality? The president too has a very strong personality. The two of them have big egos.
Yeah, but you can't take the powers of the president. The president draws his powers from the constitution.
That is true.
You draw your power from the party.
So let's say if that was the case in, say, in the NDC today, John Mahama says, I want you to become, in 2 years' time, my defense minister. Asedu Nketa says, no, I am the chairman of the party. I don't see what contribution Sedu has done to merit such an appointment. We will not agree as a party. Mr. President, if you like, go ahead and appoint Sedu. And if you have a situation where the president wants a second term, how do you resolve this, difference in opinion as to who goes where? Because the party's national chairman believes that he is the leader of the party. He knows who has done what.
You see, it is a win-win situation. They must work together. As far as
because our understanding is that it was one of the reasons why Afoko
they must work together.
If that's an ideal situation.
Yeah, that's the ideal situation. They must work together.
But the reality is,
all of them have. The chairman draws his powers from the party.
Yes.
The president is also a member of the party who draws his powers from the constitution.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So the president and the chairman should come together.
But I'm saying that you see that there could be instances of conflict and friction.
As it is now, ask him, national executive. It's not like when they send any proposal to the presidency or one party wins and they send news to the presidency, it is adopted. The president will take it, who can think. No. Yeah. The president will also give reasons why I think this person should be here. And it's not like the president doesn't also take on board the views of the national party executives or the leadership. No, he does. Okay. You understand? But the president will give reason why I think this person should be here. Okay, you are proposing this person. Why don't we take him here instead of this place? Because, or this person has justified why he should be here.
Okay.
They talk, you understand?
Right.
That is how it should be.
Okay.
But for me, I think that the party leadership should remain with the party chairman.
Now, Haruna, I mean, this may not have been documented. You may not have any empirical evidence, but a party that prior to the 2016 election, must have been 2014 or so, we saw what appears to be a tense relationship between the national chairman and, the flag bearer at the time, that's Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, culminating into what happened to Afoko and Kwabena Japan, Sami Krab, and so on. Doesn't this new arrangement, which now explicitly makes it what it is, that the national chairman is the leader of your party, whether or not you are in opposition or in power, don't you risk, again, depending on who becomes your flag bearer, if the person is a tough person, would want to own the process, would want the party to on their lap, would that create any problems?
Moro, what happened in conference and relative to this particular amendment in motion 35 is clearly not something that that did not exist, but the firmness in which is expressed in the Constitution. That is why it is said that you amend Article 10 of the Constitution by inserting, you are only inserting the affirmation of the fact that he's the leader.
Okay.
But if you go back to the Constitution in its original form, in Article 10.5, they said that the national chairperson shall preside over all meetings of the National Annual Delegates Conference, National Extraordinary Delegates Conference, the National Congress, the National Council, the National Executive Committee, and the National Steering Committee of the National Executive Committee. So it tells you that these are the very important decision-making bodies of the party, by the national chairman's chairs.
Okay.
So if the president, if you are in government, he wants to talk, it is the national chairman who invites him. If he doesn't invite him, he cannot.
Yeah.
All the decisions that are taken is binded per the decisions that been chaired under the leadership of the national chairman. So clearly, this one tells you that once you come and the arrowhead is sitting, he's the one chairing and the president is sitting either beneath or even down where the decisions are taken and he's chairing, that tells you that at any material point in time, he's the chairman or he's the leader of the party. So this is just an insertion to affirm and to further communicate effectively to the people that this the leader is. But for me, in my opinion, there is difference between party management and governmental management. We run an executive party system. And when the president is elected, the executive governance system. Yeah. So if when the president is elected, the president's decisions are ultimately will inure to the benefit of the party because it's the party's proposals, the party's policy that has been voted for. Yes. So he has to do what the party policy says. But the president's decision cannot totally be influenced by the leadership of the party. They can bring it, and the president may decide. And there is nothing that can stop the president, even if he says he's not going to listen to them. So, and that is why in our party constitution now, we've said that the president should not be part of the steering committee because it's the day-to-day running of the party. So allow the party to run. The party can always distance themselves from a certain matters of the party if that is situated well enough. And I have always made a proposal that the Political Parties Act in Ghana now must be amended to give authority to political parties to do independent businesses so that at least lawful businesses, if a political party is grounded financially based on what they do, the activities they carry, I think that they can call the shot. And that is why in South Africa, ANC can sit down and tell the president what they want. Yeah. Because they are well-resourced, they don't need funding from the president, they don't need, the president cannot control them. So if that is well situated, look, the president will be very careful to go through and follow the policy direction of the party.
Because what actually makes the president more powerful is when they know that the ones who are,
yes, because he's the president. He's the one
financing the party.
Yes, that is why one hadith said that the hand that gives is far better than the hand that receives. Don't always want your hand to be below. Let it sometimes also go up so that the one below will also take from you. So we must be very careful when we are dealing with some of these things. And I think that affirming this fact and ensuring that there is that separation of powers, I think that it exists. I would look out to see the NDC go in this particular direction, not to put the national chairman in a very uncompromising situation. I think we must give
progress and look at motion 43. There's 3 more to go, so we can do this quickly. It says that Article 12, which is a new provision, amend the Constitution by inserting a new provision to provide the national officers, ministers, deputy ministers, CEOs, and other government appointees who file to contest to become a parliamentary candidate of the party in a constituency with a sitting member of parliament shall resign their positions at least 12 months to the national general elections. This is to ensure fair competition and level playing field to all prospective aspirants for the position of parliamentary candidate. You see wisdom in this too?
Yeah. Another fantastic proposal.
How does that compare to what you have? What do you have compared to?
Well, as of now, we don't have anything like that.
Okay.
It's open. It's open. But from experience, I think that it's something that can always help the party in power.
Okay.
Because let me tell you, the MPs are in parliament every day. Yeah. But if you also want people that spend or manage the party every day, it is the MPs.
Right.
Any party who undermines your MPs will lose elections miserable.
Right.
So if you look at the MPP, you notice in 2016 they had 169 seats. Then it dropped to some 137 with independent, 138. You understand? Then with that, then some 97 of them agitated for the removal of finance minister and others, and the presidency did not listen.
Yeah.
There was, they were not happy. Then some CEOs, board chairmen, people in the presidency made good money and went to unseat them in the primaries. And that is what crushed them. That is what crushed the MPP. So I think my party, we have learned some lessons. And I know my party, the president, I know the national chairman, the general secretary, the leadership of the party will take a decision on this matter.
Okay.
I know they will.
All right.
Otherwise, we are also heading towards a collapse if we allow that to happen.
Okay.
You understand? If we allow that to happen. Okay. Remember, you see, let me tell you, some of the agencies, they will get more resources, or they have more resources than even some ministers.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Some of the agencies, they have where they sit as CEOs. They will have more resources. So for a member of parliament, what do you get? Yeah. You understand? So if it's allowed, you sit and a big CEO is coming to contest an incumbent MP.
You feel like danger,
and it is allowed.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, yes, maybe the party has even won. You have gotten something. I haven't gotten anything. And you use what you got to still come and take mine. You understand? You will incur the wrath of my supporters, and they will be peeved such that they will not let it go.
And that's how you lose the seats.
And that is how you lose the seat. And any party who loses parliament cannot win the national elections. And any party that undermines your MPs know that you are joking with power.
So let's talk about the expansion of the Electoral College as we speak. Now, it appears there are two layers of the expansion of the Electoral College. There's one that can vote in January, almost immediately, because these are people who would not necessarily have to go through any voting or elections.
That's true.
So here, we're talking about motion 44, right? It says new provisions, Article 12 and 13. Now, it says amend Articles 12 and 13 of the Constitution and insert a new provision to grant voting rights to former members of Parliament, former parliamentary candidates, former metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives, former ministers, former deputy ministers who are card-bearing members of the party at the parliamentary and presidential primaries. The amendment seeks to expand the Electoral College for the presidential primaries to promote inclusivity and broader participation. This is in line with the proposed limited expansion. This is a limited expansion. So it takes it, I'm told, from 220,000 to about 280, isn't it?
Yes, it takes it to a very high number. I've not done that calculation yet.
Right, because I saw ED Mohamedin's article where he was talking about 22,000 to about 28,000 thereabouts.
Yeah, maybe it's difficult now. Okay, we have to put together the structures to be able to identify them. Let's say former MPs, former MMDCs. It's difficult to gauge. Some people might have died and all that. So a quantitative data such as this must be tested based on reasonable grounds. So I may not be able to give a quantitative data on that. And what Honorable said, look, everybody in the constituency, once an MP is elected, if they have an issue, whether you can do it or you cannot do it, they go to the MP. But an appointee, maybe a minister or a CEO, the person, maybe people, about 50-70% of the people doesn't even know that he has an appointment. He comes in, nobody goes there. But the MP is being approached day in and day out. People even go in the MP's absence to go and drink tea and other items within the house. They go and ask for things that they think that it is entirely for them. It's a responsibility. Even at a point when your child is attending a good school and you are an MP, everybody assumes that it's their money that you have used. So it looks like you don't have a family again. Your family remains the entire constituency. So for me, I would have wished that it should have even been 12 months. 2 clear years, so that at least you can recuse yourself and then concentrate. If you can mobilize, then you mobilize. Because the MP's responsibility must have the mindset, the good mindset to sit in parliament and make good laws. So once the MP is sitting down thinking about how the legislative aspect is going to be done, working in committees, the work of parliamentarian is not just on the floor of parliament. So the parliamentarian is going around. Parliamentarian can be in Takoradi for a work. The next day he has to be in parliament. So somebody is in the constituency disturbing, spending money and destabilizing. He has very much discomfort. So he has to rush. And then you see that it also, you go to parliament, look at their majority. But they go to parliament sometimes. You don't see them. The minority leader will say, Abuja, have you seen you are begging today? Why? The
So
MPs have been so pushed, so they have to be given.
Okay,
that
so
particular.
let's quickly do this last.
Then, with this one,
okay.
What it means is that a sunset clauses were being moved as a motion on the floor of conference for adoption, which was moved, and then the justifications were done. It's very lengthy, that particular motion. But what it sought to do was that motion was moved for adoption, despite the fact that the motion 44 was being moved and also adopted, but we needed a sunset clause to allow that process to happen and also to delay the implementation of the elected positions. So for the elected positions, for electoral area, 4 people adding, and the 2 adding for the polling station level, those particular areas, per the sunset clause and the motion that was moved, their tenure of office will begin after the 31st January 2026.
He was actually
primaries.
suggesting that why don't you still do the elections so that
the point
you
is
have
that
elected officer as against the officer.
in the sunset clause, it is indicated that it is not proper that you truncate the tenure of office of another officer. So because their tenure of officer is to they are to be elected, it has to be by election. It should be stayed so that when it is time for elections, with the expired date of the other executive position, then you go along with them. But those that does not require election, former constituency executive doesn't require election, it requires identification. Former MP doesn't require election, it requires identification. All that requires identification. But the caveat here is that you can be a former MP of the MPP and you no longer belongs to the party. So it is card-bearing member. Even MMDCs, card-bearing member. And executives. There are executives who are no more card-bearing members of the party. For example, the late Adukoka was the chairman of the NDC. He was an executive member in the MPP. So he left and he became an NDC. May he so rest in perfect peace. So if he was alive, and you don't put that caveat, he has every right to have been captured onto the register of the party. So it's card-bearing members. So it has been stayed, and they will only be considered when we are done with the presidential primaries.
Let's do this briefly. So you're looking at...
Moro, I think with this clause, the NDC, we have it, but not in this broad manner. We have former DCs, former MPs, former ministers, former deputy ministers, they vote at any Congress. It is the executive, the former executive that is not captured, which I know moving forward we will also adopt that. But we already have this.
But I don't know whether they vote for executive positions, former MMDCs.
Yes.
For ours, they would vote for member of parliament, and they would vote for presidential primaries.
You see, every voting, they have voting rights in every elections. The former ministers, former deputy ministers, in good standing. In good standing. There's
that is the
caveat. It's very important.
There's a caveat.
Good standing. Very important.
You can be a former DC who is no longer a member of the party. In that case, you cannot go and vote.
All right,
forfeit that.
So the good standing bit, underline, in capital letters. So let's look at motion 46. Amend Article 13(1)(6) of the Constitution to provide that national officers, ministers, deputy ministers, CEOs, and other government appointees who file to become the presidential candidates of the party shall resign their position at least 24 months to the national general elections. This is to ensure that the competition and level playing field to all prospective aspirants for their flag bearership. Make sense?
Yeah, let him.
So today, your very good friend, Governor Aguja, if he wants to become, if it were the MPP, he wants to become the flag bearer of the NDC, he must resign by the end of this year.
Yes, it goes to fit my 24 months.
Which you mentioned in the case of the MPs.
So it is also what applied to the MPs is what is applied to the presidential candidate.
No, but in the case of the MPs, it's 12 months.
Yes, 12 months. I am saying that it should have also been 24. That is my opinion. But conference adopted 12. So there is always a good start. So in this particular instance, the person is clear in his mind. If you are not able to comply with the specific provisions with the Constitution, then your ambition of becoming president is truncated. So you should be able to go and then plan yourself and come so that you allow the governance system to go. So if you check, even though these provisions were not clearly stated, but it was put under Article 18, where we have rules and regulations. Okay. You can make additional rules to be used to govern or guide the application of this particular constitution. Okay. So it was indicated in most of the reforms that when we are pushing out rules and regulations and you have to contest for presidential primaries, you should resign. So Akufo-Addo resigned. His Excellency Akufo-Addo resigned as a foreign affairs minister to contest in the 2008. So these are clear measures that we have to put in, and you protect the institutions and protect the position so that there will be that level playing ground.
Moro, we don't have it defined in our constitution, but it is practically, that is what usually happen.
You don't think it should be codified?
Yeah, it should be codified. So I know moving forward, we also have it in our constitution.
Fantastic.
So that at least everybody knows it. Because currently, His Excellency President Mahama will not be contesting elections. So you have some ministers of state and some chief executives who are already lacing their boots on in a low tone, trying to take up. So I know that some of them who have executive positions or in government will be resigning. So I'm sure by next year, some people will tender in their resignations so that
it will be clear enough for people to know that this person resigning, he wants to contest. So we hope to see, because President Mahama will not be going. We will know whether Julius Debra will resign or not.
If the venerable Julius will contest as flag bearer, he will resign. It will give him time.
So that clarity will come, so that we don't know.
So motion 47. You have abolished the special electoral college, the super delegate system.
Yes.
It wasn't helpful, was it?
You see, every decision at any point in time is sought to fill a certain gap. Once your decision does not solve a problem, then it is irrelevant. So at the time that it was introduced in 2009, there was some certain situation that needed to have been resolved.
The 2017.
So it was used to resolve a certain process. The framers of this constitution now, the proposers of the constitution now, thinks that it has uplifted its usefulness and it should be taken away. And I stand to agree with it because it's the same election, the circumstances that exist that time is not the same circumstances now. We can navigate through the process, not necessarily running so many elections for one specific position. We should run it at once and ensure that the work is being done. Now that we have had limited registration, that is increasing heavily the number. It's about 40%. Per the calculation, about 40% of the current register is being added to the register. So if you work 40% of 200,000 voters, then you should be able to appreciate, and that's where ED is making his submissions from. So if you add it, then at least the percentage of 50% plus 1 would be met. And that's why that we have asked that let's scrap it. It has uplifted its usefulness, and that should not be contained in our legal
You don't even have any special delegate system.
We have.
No, I thought it was just a one layer. You come, you contest, you lose. Come back another time.
You mean
the MPP they have 2 layers. If the number is beyond 5, right?
If
the number is beyond 5.
No, we don't have.
You don't have that. That's what I'm saying.
Even if we are 10, we will all be subjected to.
Okay. All right. Let me read this one from Guy G. He says that after paying 4 million, this is how he was treated. Guy G, one of your party,
after 20.
He said after paying 4 million cedis. So Guy G is with the Ken camp, Kennedy camp. He said after paying 4 million, this is how he was treated. He was made to stand in the sun for about 30 minutes for a program. He paid 4 million cedis for its organization. They will deliberately do this and later come and preach unity. The tension isn't ending anytime soon. I wonder how we MPP will close ranks if one wins and reaches out to the other to come on board. Definitely the loser will come. But will the followers do same and do it wholeheartedly? Opposition must set up. Guy G, Cantonment, Accra. And
I was telling my brother that he said reconciliation is not an event, it's a process, which I agree with you. You see, when you lose power, you allow people to vent their anger. You sort of freeze party activities. We did that and survived. So learn from us if you want to survive. That's what I was telling my brother. You see, They just lost power and they are like, no, NDC should not be there. Meanwhile, it's 4 years.
All right.
You understand? And they are eager to come back.
Let me do this message.
Meanwhile, it was just yesterday, they were the ones in charge and did all the things they did.
So
Ghanaians have been forgotten.
But
and yet,
is it I'll tell you.
Nanado, when Nanado wanted to come back in the 2016, after losing the 2012, you saw he announced that he was taking a break. I thought Dr. Bawumia would have done that. You see, when you do that, then people more or less will even come for you.
Okay, let me bring on viewers.
But you just lost election miserably by some 1.7 million, and you are eager to come. That's the problem. So advise
good morning,
you.
The agenda of Bawumia is working. The longer it takes to select a flag bearer, Bawumia would be losing popularity. More, the flag bearer cannot work without the executives, but the executives can work without a flag bearer. No one builds a house from the roof to the foundation. If the term of the current executive ends in March, April, it's better they start campaigning to elect new executives. That's come from Kofi Apeno. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm says that, good morning. Wow, my brother, you're looking so good. Oh, thank you. My brother, just last week, the minority walked out in Parliament when the issues of the late Honorable Ernest Kumi was raised, and even described the issue as incentive. My brother, I stand to be corrected. All of those who spoke at the MP conference failed to mention the name of the late Honorable Ernest Kumi, and even a minute of silence was observed in honor of him. Why? This double standard and hypocrisy must stop. And according to Dr. Bawumia, when elected as president, he will investigate and prosecute those found guilty in the Blekumanot violence. The question here is, the vice president was in power when 8 people lost their lives in the Techima South. Techima North, sorry. It's not South. People were beating at her house who was gone by election. An MP was slapped in the face. What has Dr. Bawumia done about it? They should give us a break. We have a country to govern. And then my last one that I'll read before I say... okay. So, Musa Batwa and Asawa sister, good morning, Moro. The recently concluded MPP Delegates Conference ended up being more of a campaign rally for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia than a platform for addressing the party's deepening cracks. Rather than confronting the real issues causing a division within the ranks, it became a one-man spectacle. The leadership seems to be blind to the fact that the party is gradually losing grounds, largely due to unpopular decisions and leadership style. That's coming from Musa Batwa. And I guess that this is where we'll end today's show. Cletus Seydou Dapela, I want to thank you very much for your time, UMP for Jirapa. And also, I want to say a big thanks to Haruna Mohammed, Deputy General Secretary of the MPP. So once again, congratulations. And our regards to everybody.
Thank you, Mo.
All right. And thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana. My name is Aldo Moro. Assalamu alaikum. Bye-bye.